Hey yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Here for another live session. My name is Derek. Cover everything wholesaling real estate on this channel, specifically virtually wholesaling real estate, as that's what I'm doing. Currently live in California, sourcing deals out in Houston, Texas. So if you're out in that market, let me know. I'd love to network and see if we can make something happen. Today, gonna hop on the dialer. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy the content that I'm bringing here, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like, subscribe, notification bell. Get notified when I go live. I try to go live at least once a day, Monday through Friday. Really just documenting my journey here. Um, you know, to be forthright and honest, I try to be every video, but I've done 2 deals. So I don't want this channel to be, me coming from a place of this is how you're supposed to do it and um, you know, I know best and you don't know. I don't want it to be that. I just really wanted you guys to kind of be here along my journey as I'm doing things. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call through this driver for dollars. I'm gonna call through this list right here. Um, no, I'm gonna hold off on that. I'm gonna call through my most recent driver for dollars list, and I'm just gonna get straight to it today. I'm not gonna waste any time. I'm gonna have to go switch the laundry out in like 10, 15 minutes. So I gotta pay attention to my timer. Back's fucking killing me. Hey, Lucille.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going? This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random here, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Roswell Street.
Yes, I'm not selling, and I don't know of anybody who has any property that they're selling.
Okay, completely understand. Well, I appreciate you taking the call.
Bye.
She got right to it. She wasn't playing around. She said, I'm not selling, and I know what you're getting ready to ask me, so don't ask me. First contact of the day. Smooth no.
I can't come to the phone right now. At the sound of
available to take your call.
Hey, Hilda?
No, you have the wrong number.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Thank you.
Hello?
Yes. Hello?
Hi, is this Miss Hollyfield?
No, you have the wrong number.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Just so you know, I'm bringing up to 3 numbers into the dialer max per property. And for the ones that had a mobile number as the first number in the skip tracing results, I'm still bringing 3 of their numbers in, but not that mobile. So I'm actually taking their second, third, and fourth number and bringing them in. So it'll probably increase the number of, wrong numbers and stuff like that, but it's all the same time being spent. Just three numbers per max. Hey, Raina.
Bueno?
Raina, how's it going? This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Farnsworth Street.
¿Quién habla?
This is Derek. Just wanted to give you a quick call and see if you've ever considered selling that property there. Hello?
¿Es Spanish?
No, I don't. And there you go. I usually I'm gonna tag her Spanish speaker contact made. Oops. I'll still go for the pitch more often than not in English. Uh, Often you'll find people who are bilingual who will answer in Spanish and start to talk to you in Spanish, but understand what you're asking and still be able to tell you no or yes. So I just tend to continue with the pitch regardless.
Hey,
Hey, Adolfo?
ese mero.
I'm sorry?
Hey,
Hey, this is Derek. Hey, sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Deerfield Street.
no,
Do I have the wrong number here?
no.
No, you're just not interested in selling that place.
Okay.
I'm sorry, am I speaking with Mr. Rodriguez? That was a weird phone call. I'm gonna I'm just gonna mark that wrong number so that I don't call him back, just in case there's a chance that that was not the right person. That way I can still call the other numbers attached to that property there. That was my alarm too for my laundry, so I'm gonna try to get 2 more contacts in before I have to go switch it out. I'll probably just stay on stream so I don't have to start a new stream, but um, I'm gonna have to do that in a second here so our clothes don't get stolen. Hello? Hello? Hmm. Tell you what, this compared to texting is a whole lot less satisfying. It's really satisfying to know that like you're getting that no out of the way when you are texting and blasting off like to hundreds of people at a time, and you just get that immediate response. It's really satisfying, to be quite honest. Not as satisfying to sit here and know that like I'm only really going to talk to the right person every like, you know, once every like 4 to 7 minutes. A lot of downtime, a lot of wrong numbers, a lot of people in between. Because this right here is crazy. You know what? I'm gonna hop out of this campaign real quick, and I want to check the reputation of my phone numbers quickly to see if any of them are popping up spam. There's an option within call tools where you can go to PBX phone numbers. No, not phone numbers. PBX caller IDs. Oh, they added something new to this. I don't know what this is going on. So I have 4 caller IDs, campaign enabled. What is this? A attestation? Calls made with this caller ID will have a stir shaken attestation of this value. A is the highest rating a call can receive. Phone numbers provided by us always have an A rating. An attestation of B may result in more failed calls and lower connection rates. Okay, so all of them are A. And then you can come over here under controls and click the little magnifying glass on each of them, which will check the reputation of them. So this first one is not flagged as a robocaller. This one is not flagged. This one is not flagged. And this one is not flagged. So shouldn't have an issue with that. I'm going to take a moment here to hop off. I'm not going to hop off. Like I said, I'm going to leave it running, but I'll be right back. I got to switch my laundry out. And then I'm going to hop back into campaign. Some of my campaigns have just been turning off randomly. I don't know why. Cannot be active if there's no live filter or bucket configured. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Like some of my live filters will just turn off. And then I have to come back in, find the live filter, and then make everything active again. I don't know why it's doing that. Live filter must be active. Okay, then I have to, yeah, for some reason the live filters go inactive. Rich County absent. I don't know what that's about. So I have to go through and do it to 4 of my campaigns if I want to call on them today. That's Dina, drop a dollar live filter. Make this active. Save that. Make the campaign active. Save that. That one's good. Fort Bend County absentee settings. Live filter, Fort Bend County absentee, live filter. Edit the live filter, make the live filter active. Save, make the campaign active. Save. And the last one, Fort Bend County liens, come in here, settings, live filter, Fort Bend County liens, live filter, edit the live filter, make it active. Save the live filter, make the campaign active. Save the campaign. Now all of my campaigns are active and able to be called on if I wanted to, and now I can start seeing that they're being populated. So with that one that I just called, I want to see how many lines I was calling off of because I had three people abandoned, meaning that I was on the other line. I'm calling off of 5 lines. So maybe I want to drop that down to 4 and see what that is like when I get back. See if I can connect with some people, with some more people, because it's not going to actually dial them until I'm off the phone with somebody else, or at least it's freeing up one more line. Right. So the less lines that I'm calling off of, the the lower the abandon rate's going to be because the less the likelihood that I'm going to be on the other line with somebody else. But with that, I'm going to also be connecting with less people because it's calling less lines, right? But the more lines I call, the more people I will likely get a hold of, but also the higher abandon rate is going to be because the chances of me being on the line with somebody else is going to be much higher. So I'm trying to determine like the happy medium and figure out what is like the sweet spot, which is going to maximize my what is going to maximize my contact rate, but also not push my abandon rate above the point where it's kind of not worth it, right? Because I also am playing with my budget. So how can I say it? Like if I had unlimited money, I would just be calling off of all 10 lines all the time because I wouldn't care how many people, how many other opportunities I'm missing out on when they answer the phone and I'm not there, right? Because I will just have the money to continually be calling people all the time at the maximum effort being 10 lines. But you waste money that way too, right? Because you're gonna get again people opportunities, people answering their phone who do want to sell, but you're not gonna even be there to talk to them. So it's kind of the similar concept of like slow playing the whole SMS, the text blast game. It's like you don't want to just send off 10,000 texts all in the beginning of the morning because you're not even going to be able to keep up with the amount of opportunities that come your way. And then if you never get back to them, it's just opportunity wasted, money wasted, opportunity slipping through the cracks. You know, who's to say that the person who's interested in selling isn't texting you and everybody else back who's texting them today? So it's a slow game, and you got to play. Make sure that you're considering your marketing budget too, because again, it's quite easy to blow through if you're not really milking these lists. You're not really maximizing your marketing efforts. It's one thing to just text somebody one time, 2 times, but another to throw them into a drip sequence where they're getting texted over the course of a month. If they don't answer that, call them, multiple times. If they don't answer after so many times, I know people who are doing this at scale and have the marketing budget to support it will then bring them to more expensive forms of marketing. They'll start, if they call them 10 times and they don't answer on the phones, they'll move them through the conveyor belt of their marketing efforts and go to the next most expensive one, which may be like direct mail. So they've already tried texting them multiple times. They tried calling them multiple times. But we can see this property. Maybe it's a driving for dollars property. So we know at one point they're probably going to have to sell cash. So it's worth, now starting to send them pieces of mail and, through snail mail, through direct mail into their mailbox. And it may be worth doing that over, the course of years. If that's kind of like your last, marketing effort, which will be probably the most expensive. But, uh, but yeah, that's really what I'm trying to consider in figuring out the best number of lines to be dialing off of. Because again, I want to maximize my contact rate, but I also don't want my abandon rate to be. It seems high. My abandon rate sits around like 30%. Meaning that 1 out of 3 people who actually pick up the phone, I'm not there to talk to them because I'm on the other line, or the lines are at least clogged up so that it doesn't patch me through. So I don't know. I don't know if that's normal though. So I'm just gonna keep doing it. Keep doing it at scale, trying to run the numbers up as high as possible to give me a big enough sample size for me to actually determine whether or not that's an appropriate abandon rate. Um, because only once I do that, only once I'm looking at a big enough sample size of like, okay, I've called for hours a day for the last 30 days. Let me see my abandon rate and then stack that up against, okay, for the next 30 days, I'm going to drop the number of lines that I'm dialing off of from 5 to 4 and see how that works over the course of the next 30 days. And I'm going to call thousands of people just like I did the first month. Only once you're looking at a really big sample size can you actually determine that. Because if I'm only looking at it like today, I've only dialed a couple hundred people, and it's a 30% abandon rate. It would be pretty incorrect of me to look at this abandon rate and say, wow, 30%, that's high, but it could just be the luck of the draw on a couple of hundred people. You know what I mean? It could just, I may have just gotten unlucky. The fact that the few people that did answer, I was on the other line, so anyways, like I said, I gotta run down to the laundry room real quickly. I'm not going to end this. I'm just going to leave it running because I don't want to have to start another live stream, but I'm just going to quickly run out, put my laundry in the dryer, and be right back. I'm going to probably knock out the follow-up calls that I have for the day and then jump back on the dialer. So I'll be right back. All right. I'm back. And better than ever, really. Sorry, I gotta set a quick alarm for myself so I go grab that laundry. Minutes. Today's Thursday. All right, boom. I'm gonna come in here and figure out. You know what I did last night too? I had kind of preached about this because I was starting to call people who I've already spoken with. So I was like, I just felt kind of uneasy about that. I wanted to make sure that I cleaned my list. So as the no's are coming in through text, I'm gonna make sure to pull them up on my dialer as well and get rid of them out of the campaigns because it's unnecessary. Some of the people I actually left because I couldn't actually tell if it was the person and if they were in fact not interested in selling. So I'm kind of playing around with that concept there just because I don't want to, again, waste my time, and time is money essentially, miss out on more opportunities that I can be pursuing by pursuing somebody who's already told me no. So I went through and I took everybody who said no. It was about 270 people so far that I've gotten no's from through texting. Um, so I just went through the dialer, honestly, one by one. It took me a couple hours, but I was just kind of chilling last night. So I went through one by one and removed them from the campaign. And I'm glad I did because a lot of them were in the campaign and I hadn't yet called them. So it was reassuring. It was, I think I made the right decision in doing that because now it's not going to be time wasted moving forward. And I'm going to continue doing that. It's really no issue to have both. I already do have both tabs up, being my dialer and my texting platform, pretty much 24/7. So anytime a no comes in, it's pretty simple to just look the address up on my dialer, and all I do is click them not ready so that they don't get called when I go to dial out. So that's what I did yesterday. I'm gonna call Marilyn one more time. For those who are kind of tuning in for the first time, this is a lead that I spoke with on Saturday. Was it Saturday? Just past Saturday, about a week ago now. We came to a verbal agreement, and now she is playing games. She's been dodging me. Oh, I have a doctor's appointment. Oh, I have a doctor's appointment. I forgot about, call me this time, call me this time. And it's been like 2 to 3, oh, it's been about 5 days now since we came to the verbal agreement, but it's been about 3 to 4 days of her playing games with me. So I'm going to give her kind of like I'm going to make that last effort today before I start pushing it out, like weekly, bi-weekly. Hey, yo, what's up, CWL? So I'm going to give her a real quick call. CWO, what's going on, bro? I hit the dialer for 10-15 minutes, but then I had to run down and grab my laundry. So I'm just kind of sitting back down right now. I'm going to call through the handful of follow-ups that I have for the day and then try to hop back on the dialer. Well, not try to hop back on the dialer. That's my plan, but I may have to cut out. I'm on dog duty today. So that's pretty much what it is for us. If somebody gets assigned to dog duty, he needs to go out every day, and he needs to, honestly, it doesn't even really do much when my girl takes him out because he needs to play pretty aggressively. So I play tug with him and he gets a lot of energy out. Maybe I'll share some tug videos with you guys. It's pretty well trained. Pretty well trained. What was I doing? Calling Marilyn. What's going on, Marilyn? I'm going to get real with her too. I mean, what's up? You won't hurt my feelings.
Please leave your message for 5.
If I don't think there's an opportunity for me to leave a voicemail. I think it's Phil. Let's see. Yeah. Mailbox is full. Man, forget Maryland. Punk. Oh well. That's why what we've been talking about. Can't rely on one lead. So dialed. No answer. No opportunity to leave voicemail. I talk in code when I leave notes to myself too. So if it doesn't seem like I'm actually typing those words out, it's because I'm not. I say leave voicemail, LVM, opportunity, OPP. I got that from my old job. You had to pretty much type in code or else you were not going to be able to keep up. It was all about efficiency in my old, or at least it was to me. Some people it wasn't. So I'm going to start following up with her weekly. I may even start messing around and dropping the price on her if it gets too far out, or increasing it, to be quite honest, because I'm sure that's what it is. That's why I'm still wanting to get her on the phone. I'm wanting to kind of ask if it was something that I did. That's a little sales tactic that I've never actually put into practice myself, but I was going to take it as an opportunity to try it out. Where you let them know. Usually when we get this far along in the process. Usually when we get this far along in the process and the seller backs out, it's, one of two things. One, it's the price, or two, it's, something that I usually said or did, to offend the seller. And I hope that I didn't say anything, but did I say something to offend you? And no, you didn't say anything to offend me. Okay, so is it the price? Yeah, I was really dead set on the 150. And then I would give it to her at this point after becoming a little bit more familiar with this deal. I think 150 still does work. But I just need to get her on the phone and have that conversation if that's what it is for her. It probably is. 9 times out of 10, it is the price. Wow, I can't believe this woman. Oh, well, when she does call back, you're going to need it at 135. Yeah, exactly. You read my mind. It's exactly what I was pretty much just saying. It's like, well, that's what I was going to say before said I'd go up too. But depends, if it's like 3 months down the line and the market's still going up the way that it has been, I'll throw a bone. But if not, I'm gonna need that a little cheaper. Jared, what's up, brother? What's up Jared? What's going on? I just called Maryland, no answer. I'm gonna push this out bi-weekly. I like taking note of how frequently I'm following up with these people in my follow-up description, like in my calendar event description. That way I don't have to like go look through the history and say like how often have I been following up with this person? Well, I called them on this date. I called them on this date. I just like saying it right there, bi-weekly follow-up. And then when I follow up with them a couple of times bi-weekly, I'll say, if no response by the next one, push out to monthly. That's kind of the way that I handle that. 1 second. Hello? Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was kind of scrambling, so I appreciate that. Thank you. Sure. Yeah, that's fine. No, it is. Just give me a call when you're here. Okay. Bye-bye. All right, cool. I got relieved of dog duty today. That frees up my schedule. So I'm definitely going to hop back on the dialer, but I'm going to have to run down in a quick minute to help her with the groceries because she's a little petite woman who can't handle the heavy bags that she loads up every week. And I'm willing to help her out. Gotta help her out. You know what I mean? All these losers out here making their women carry their own groceries. So I'm not going to go too crazy and jumping into a conversation right now because I don't want somebody to pick up and it be a winner and me not be able to help her out. So I'm just going to kind of shoot the shit with you guys for a quick minute. What's going on? CWL, any more opportunities? What about you, Jared? Jared, was I running the comps? Was I running the comps for you the other day with that guy out in Waco? Let me know if I can't remember if that was you or if that was somebody else. I think it was you though. Let me know if you rounded back with that guy. He wanted, I think, 230 or something like that. We were looking at comps around 350, or it might have been 130 and 250. I can't quite remember, but let me know. Yeah, that was you. You round back with him. You got back in touch with him. You guys talk shop. Let me know. Let me know. Want to stay up to date on that one because that one looked like a winner. Sounded like a really interesting situation with him having only owned it for a year and wanting to just make a quick buck. I get that though. I called him. He said he's still trying to contact the dude with the land next door. Yeah, see, remind me why again? I'll follow with him again in like a week. Remind me why again that he this is going on. I remember you saying something about the lots and him with the stuff next door. Was he wanting to sell it to that guy who has the land next door? And he's that person that he's wanting to get in contact with, essentially a competitor of yours? Or what's the story behind that again? It didn't really make sense to me the first time either, but the way it sounds is like he's just kind of making excuses if I had to guess. At first when you told me, I thought that he was trying to talk it up, like, oh, and I got this land, I got these lots, and there's so much stuff going on in the neighborhood, which you'll have sellers do that all the time especially when they're motivated. So that's actually a pretty good sign. They'll start selling you on the property. The dude next door was willing to sign over the land because he's just wasting money paying for it. Oh, huh. I see. So your seller, so your seller wants to buy the land next door before selling you both the house that he owns right now and the land next door. Is that what's going on? So he wants to make a move before making a move with you. If that's the case, then you just got to create a little urgency. Because yeah, I mean, give him a little bit of time, but you can't wait forever for him to buy that land because you're interested in the house anyways. And if anything, let him know that you would likely have to enter into two separate agreements anyways for the lot the land sits on and then the lot next door because there's going to be two different parcel numbers. There's going to be two different legal descriptions, essentially two different properties, one being a house with the land underneath it and one being the lot. So that shouldn't really prevent you from moving forward on his house. It's kind of a thing where I would say keep me in the loop about this deal with the land, because if you think that you can get it and you want to flip it to me, I'm interested if it's going to be a reasonable enough price. But um, that deal over here with this land shouldn't necessarily affect how we are operating on the deal with your house. Hopefully that makes sense. Maybe you should have called her back that Monday instead of calling right back. I think, man, I thought exactly that. Fuck. It's a trip that you said that, CWL. I've been having that thought, and that was my, I think, only real regret in this whole process with her was me calling right back because I didn't even finish reading what you said, but I'm imagining it's what I'm getting ready to say. I think she feels like she has the upper hand. She probably didn't think you really called your finance manager. Exactly, exactly. I tried to make up the story, oh, I was able to get him on the phone, this, that, but that's crazy you say that. Well, it's not crazy because I think you're absolutely correct, and I think that that was the one area. And I'm almost glad that you said that because it reaffirms my thought that I've been having. That has been what I've been thinking this whole time was, damn, I should have let it breathe. I should have given it the space. I fell back into old habits and I reverted to thinking that I needed to capitalize on the opportunity right now because if I didn't, I was going to lose out on the opportunity. But in fact, I do think that my overexcitement and me being a little bit pushy actually worked against me. And that's something that I've been trying to work on. I've been trying to get my excitement in check. I've been trying to slow play it. I've been trying to, when I first get some interest on the cold call, I try to just set it up for the next call, try to just push, the follow up and play the follow up game. But with this one, I didn't. And it all happened right after a text message. So I was silly to think that it was going to turn into a contract right then anyways. But that's how my contract, the two deals that I've closed, that's how they've happened within 24 hours. My second deal happened within an hour. I cold called him. He said he was interested. We went back and forth. I said I'd call you back, run some numbers, called him back, and we came to a deal. So I think I need to lower my expectations and realize that those deals that I have done are rare for it to happen like that. And in all reality, the way that it's gonna happen, majority of the time, is in the follow up. So I want to embrace the follow up game. I'm glad you said that, CWL. I've been thinking that, Jared. And he said he bought that property when he was single. Now he has a girl. She has 2 kids, and they recently had a newborn. So he said the house also wouldn't be big enough. Okay, so that's his motivation. They're looking to upsize, and he basically saying they would give him the land for free. Oh, yeah. So he's just trying to quickly flip it to you. The land is what it sounds like. And I told him I can always buy the house if he can't contact the dude with the land because the dude with the land hasn't answered the phone. Right, exactly. But I'll back um call back and tell him we can get him money before the holidays start. Yeah, he said he wasn't in a rush though, but I'll try to create some urgency. Tell him I'm looking to buy something before the year ends. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you know everything you just said exactly. Exactly. Just push the deal with the property, you know. Um let him know. Yeah, exactly. Create some urgency on the deal with the property. Let him know that you're definitely interested, but it shouldn't prevent I'm going to be paying I'm going to I'm going to have a fixed number that I can pay for the house, which is what I'm offering you if you guys have already had that conversation, and there's going to be a fixed number that I'd be able to pay for the lot of land. The fact that you would want to sell both of them together, it won't affect my numbers. So ideally we move forward with the property with the house on it, and then 10 years down the road, even if you can't get a hold of the guy with the lot of land until then call me in 10 years and I'll buy the lot of land. But regardless, they're going to be two separate transactions, and they don't affect the value one way or another. Although I think they probably would, to be quite honest. If you had both of them under contract, you'd be able to dispo them to a cash buyer a little bit higher. But just say that because you don't want him to drag his feet on the property just because he hasn't been able to get a hold of his neighbor. So yeah, everything you're saying is right on the money. He said he wasn't in a rush, so yeah, he doesn't live there either, so that's good. Yeah, 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 exactly. Exactly. If he lived there, he'd be having like more friendly conversations with a neighbor, and that would be like more of an issue, I think, because he would be there and he'd be looking at this lot every day. Like, gosh, like why doesn't my neighbor answer his phone? And he'll go to you and be like, just give me a few more days. I just need him to answer the phone. Like I'm looking right at this lot. But yeah, that sounds like a winner, bro. Keep on him. I like the follow up. I'm liking that. Gosh, he said 5 minutes. Oh, she said she was here a couple minutes ago. I'll be right back. Got a property under contract in LA. Owner died. What? Owner died and was passed down. I'm all out of breath and shit. Got a property under contract in LA. The owner died and it was passed down. Now I have to wait for the owner's sister and brother to sign off so I can bring in my buyer. I also have a vacant. Dang, let's go. Both of those under contract? Dang, let's go, CWO. So are you getting like, what is that, affidavit of heirship signed off on, or what document is that to have his brother and his sister sign off on that? The owner died and it was passed down. The owner's sister and brother. Commercial building. Oh, that's that vacant one that you're talking about, that commercial building? I remember that one. What list did you get your first deals from, Jared? 1 second. No. Quit, bud. Come on. Dog's all. Jesus fucking Christ. Come on. Come. What? My first one was driving for dollars. My second was that absentee, non-owner occupied. That's what my first two came from. Looks like I got a few texts back. I want to see what these are saying. That's what's up, though, CWO. Interested about that commercial one. I remember you talking about that one. All right, I got a few people I want to call through my texting platform. This is Jose. Let's see what the conversation looked like. Actually, it's going so slow. Okay, he just said yes. I said, have you given any thought to parting ways with your address? Can we talk about it? He said yes. This was a couple days ago, 2 days ago. And I said, great. Did you have an idea how quickly you'd want to sell? He didn't answer. So I called him. He didn't answer. I'm going to call him again today, see if he answers. I can pull up his property on Zillow. Juggling so much shit right now. All right, his estimate's 129, 800 square foot place. Just even before competent, I'm gonna need it at like 65, 70 tops probably. Let's give him a call. See if he answers.
Oh,
Hey, Jose.
yeah.
Jose, how's it going? This is Derek. We were going back and forth a bit the other day about your property over on Twin Brook Drive.
Yeah, but that's not my property.
Oh, okay. I may have the wrong number here. Sorry about that.
Yes, sir.
While I have you, would you happen to have any property you may consider selling at the moment?
I had a gentleman. I've been waiting for his call. He never did. I gave him my email. Never emailed me back. So
Interesting.
unless somebody shows up in the front house, then I will.
Okay. So just so I understand correctly, there is some interest, but You're just looking for a bit of commitment, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Phone calls, if I don't see somebody in person, I'm like, phone calls are
Yeah.
right now.
That makes sense. I can understand that. Do you live in the Houston area? I know I'm not really talking to
No.
the. Okay. What area do you stay?
I live in Corpus Christi, Texas.
Gotcha. All right. Well, if you don't mind, if you are still interested in selling that place there, I can pass your information along. We don't personally buy out that way. We're more Houston Metro, but I do know a few people out in that area. If you'd like to, provide your address, I can pass along your information so that they can get in contact.
Yeah. Or just have a call or text me to this number.
Sure.
Then I'll meet up with them.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good. And your name was Jose?
Huh?
Your name was Jose? Do I got the right name here at least?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you, sir.
Bye now. I don't really think I have anybody in Corpus Christi. Although I think, if I'm not mistaken, Lala and her partner are working the Corpus Christi market. If I remember correctly, I think her partner ended up hopping on here and talking about how she was moving to Corpus Christi. I could be making that up though. I don't know. I think that's accurate though. So I'm just gonna take note. I'm actually gonna take a note here and say, connected with Jose. Jose actually lives in Corpus Christi, and this is not the owner of this address. However, this Jose wants to sell his place in Corpus. He said he passed his info along to partner of his. He thinks this is in Lala's market. YouTube. The app, when there's a lot going on like this, especially when I'm streaming, it lags like crazy, especially when I'm taking notes right here, typing a little too quick. So I'm just gonna give it a second, let that type note populate here before I start hopping over to other tabs and stuff. God, it sure is taking a while though. Jeez. Exit out of some stuff. I wonder why it takes so long right here. That's incredible. It's almost not worth my time. Jesus. All right, the whole thing froze up. I'm gonna have to exit out, pull it back up. All right, not the right Jose, but this Jose wants to sell his house in Corpus Christi. Said Derek would pass his info along to a colleague. Law. push this task out, honestly, till tomorrow, and hope that Lala hops on here and sees this. Sounds like I don't know if it's going to be the hottest of leads though, because it sounds like somebody else was discussing with him and never called him back. I would typically tends to happen when they have an unrealistic asking price and they just kind of want to let them off easy. That's what I do. If somebody's like, I need 500,000, but they're like dead serious about that. It's like, okay, well, let me run the numbers, and if I think I can come up to that number, I'll call you back. But then I never call them back. Would you recommend GeoDataPoint to REI Pro to pull leads? Never used REI Pro. I'm thinking of quitting PropStream. There's a lot going on right there. Would you recommend GeoDataPoint or REI Pro to pull leads? So I've only pulled this one list from GeoPoint data, so I can't necessarily speak to the strength of it. I'm going to continue trying it out and seeing how it differs from pulling a list, like you're saying, through PropStream, because it's free to pull the list on PropStream. And it's free to pull the list on PropStream, so everybody pulls the same list. It's just a matter of who you're going to skip trace with. But for the most part, a lot of these wholesalers nowadays are using batch to skip trace as well. So they're doing that. So you're essentially pulling the same list. That's why I like driving for dollars. But I wanted to start dabbling into the buying my data before paying for skip tracing. So GeoPoint data or GeoDataPoint, I think it's GeoPoint data actually. Only reason I bought it is because they've been offering pretty good discounts on the list. It was like 40% off for Black Friday, so I took advantage of it. Been texting it. I think Maryland, my lead, is actually from that list. So I'm pretty sure I've generated at least a lead or two from it. It wasn't a big list by any means. It was like 600 or something like that, 650. And I'm still yet to really call through it. Just been texting it, and I've only texted half that list. So I can't really speak to the strength of it, to be quite honest. Never use REI Pro. Thinking of quitting PropStream. PropStream, I feel like, is essential is just to have, like even the pros and the gurus, they may not be like pulling lists off PropStream, skip tracing through PropStream. They may not be using everything that PropStream has to offer as like a service or product. But I really think it's just essential to have all of the data there. Especially in a market like Texas, it tells you a lot more information than like Zillow or Redfin does, it being a non-disclosure state. So that's all I really use PropStream for, is comps and to get like a more in-depth look at the property and what's going on, and estimated mortgage balance, stuff like that. I think it's pretty convenient to be able to find out that information without asking them, the seller that is. But at the end of the day, it's just another question that you ask the seller. Like you're saying, it's really no big deal to not have PropStream, but I think it's beneficial to leverage that information. Sorry if you are hearing that. It sounds like my girl's vacuuming on the other side of the wall here. See if you can comp this. The house would need to be teared down. Just going to be based off of the land. It's 3 acres. I will comp that, just not right now. I'm going to hop back in. I just don't want to get pulled away from my own work. So I'm going to hop back in and go through these last few follow-ups that I have. I'll comp that, and then I will hop back on the dial. Just remind me if I end up forgetting. All right, Dana Williams, I'm going to call her now. She said a while back, about a month ago, a little longer actually. I said, have you given any thought? She said, call my realtor. I said, I can definitely do that. Is it currently listed? If so, what's the asking price? She said, look on HAR. It was not listed. I said, it shows an appraisal value of 81,000. Is that what you would be looking to get? And she said, 100,000. And I said, I think I may be somewhere in that ballpark. Did you have a moment to hop on the phone real quick so we could chat? Didn't answer. 5 days later, texted her, didn't answer. A week 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 later, texted her, didn't answer. And then I called her a couple days ago and she didn't answer, and I'm getting ready to call her again. Let me see if I've run the numbers. I have MAO 112 less repairs. This place is, let's see how big. just to get an idea of what the repair cost may be. This place is under 1,500 square feet, so at the minimum, I'd be looking at something like 62, maybe 60 minimum, upwards of, I am on video here, upwards of upwards of 100 if it needed just cosmetic. Like just cosmetic though. It's estimated at 126, so that sounds about right. Let me give her a call, try to get her on the phone.
Hello, and thank you for calling. We're sorry that we were not available to take your call directly, but if you would please leave your name, telephone number, and a brief message at the sound of the tone, we will return your call as soon as possible.
I can do that.
Thanks, and have a great day.
Please speak clearly. Your
Okay.
voicemail is being transcribed by Umail.
Hi there, this message is for Dana. This is Derek. We went back and forth a bit through text about a month ago about your property over on Murr Way. Sounded like you were interested in possibly selling that place. I did let you know we were looking to pay cash and we're actually looking to buy one more property before the end of the year here. You had let me know that you were asking 100,000. I do think that I could be somewhat close, to that ballpark figure there. So I'd love to get in contact with you, learn a little bit more about the property, and see if we may be a good fit. Again, my name is Derek. If this is something that may seem interesting to you, please feel free to give me a call. My direct line here is 832. I'll talk to you soon. Lost the tab there for a second. Notes, dialed, left voicemail. Task, push it out bi-weekly at this point. Don't think it's worth following up with her every single week. Bi-weekly follow up. Just wanted to text this guy, see if he's been taken care of. This gentleman was already under contract. When I texted him, I asked if he had a closing date scheduled. He said, really, none of your business. But I've sent him 1, 2, 3, 4 texts since then, just wanting to follow up, see if he did, in fact, close on that property there, or if his buyer, rather, closed on that property there, because quite often people will go under contract, but that doesn't mean that they've actually sold the property. As you guys may have seen in even my more recent videos, I'm dealing with one woman who was firm on her price at 155, and then somebody came along and offered her 150, and I told her I would probably be 125 max. That's if it needs very minimal repairs. And I was being honest with her, and we had a really long conversation. I pretty much educated her, and she's still firm on her number. That's just because that's what she wants. That doesn't necessarily, I truly do feel that she understands that she's asking more than what it's worth. But yeah, the other person ended up backing out because they locked it up at 150, which was way too high. And then they tried to use some bogus excuse like, oh, the AC is a little outdated, so we're gonna need it at like 120, like some crazy price reduction. So I just like staying in contact with these people, making sure that their buyer did actually, in fact, close on the property like they intended to, like they said they would. So the text I said, well, feel free to send my number and reach out if something comes up or you're unable to close for whatever reason. Hey there, just wanted to follow up about your place. Was your buyer able to close on that for you? Hey, just checking in. Was your house on Arundel closed on? Hey there, warmly following up. Has the deal for your place on Arundel Street been funded? Oh no, I'm following up with this guy. Well, no. I did want to increase the frequency because it's nearing that 30-day mark when he said that he was under contract. So I wanted to pick up the frequency a little bit in my outreach. Say, hey, were you able to get paid yet on the deal for address? Send. Oh, that's going to get a response for sure. No response. I'm going to follow up with him on Monday. This person I wanted to get on the phone. So this person, I texted him on another number for another property, and he's like, no, not that property, but this property here. I'm asking 120, I think, or 210. And he texted me off of another number and was like, sorry, I sent you the wrong address. This is the correct address. So I'm going to call him, I think, on this number because I asked, okay, did you have a moment to discuss it? And then he never texted me back. So I ran the numbers. I would need to be at I think 180 to 185. So we're not too far off in price. I would need to have him come down 30,000 though, to about 175, ideally 180. Because I think I made a note here as is for 190 to 195. It looks like I may have found some comps. I didn't put them in here, but I made a note for myself as is for 190 to 195. So in order to get a $10 to $15,000 spread on it, I'm going to need it anywhere from 180 to 185. So I'm going to remind myself what this place looks like, what area I'm taking a look at. Let's see what this estimate is. His estimate's at 172-ish. And like I said, I'd be able to go upwards of 180, 185. So I think, shoot, is that accurate? Kind of want to run comps on it one more time because that's it's a pretty significant increase in estimated value from Matt's estimate to the area in which I felt I needed it the first time I ran comps. So estimated value on prop stream is 225. So that's pretty reassuring. It's probably where ARV's at. Jorge is this gentleman's name who owns the property. I don't even know if I'm actually texting Jorge though, but I'm gonna address him as such when I give him a call. 1, 2, 1.5 sold for 185 a couple weeks ago. Ours is a 2-1, making ours 180, 100 extras. I don't know, about the same square feet, 180. Ours has a significantly bigger lot though. It's not. Oh, let's see. Okay, I think this might be the one that went as is. So this one went 180 as is. Ours has half less bath, but almost more than 2,000 square feet on the lot. So let's look at this other one. Went for 228 last week, 2 weeks ago. Extra bed and bath. Let's say ours goes for 200. Ours has an extra 100 square feet. Ours goes for 210 and another 20,000. Oh, sorry, 2,000 square feet on the lot, and this one is 8 years older. So, I think ARV is something like 225. This one went for 272 back in April. Extra bedroom, 262. Extra 100 square feet, 250. Oh, no, I remember that one. Not a comp. So I think 225 is solid ARV. But I'm going to look at where those are actually. One is right next door. 243, extra bed bath, call it 223, extra 200 square feet, call it 200, 10, 20, 30, 40, call it 200 with an extra 1,000 on the lot. And that one's 20 years newer. I don't know. This one right here, the one as is reassuring, and that's really the only one that I need. 185 again, and that's in like average condition 185. So I think I need actually a little lower. 172, 175 less repairs, which would bring me down way further than 185. Yeah, 175 less repairs. I think that's more like it. I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna see what this guy's talking about. See what he's expecting. See what the place's conditions like. I'm gonna stop jumping to conclusions before I even get this guy on the phone.
Hola.
Hey, this is Jorge.
Dime.
Hey, how's it going? This is Derek. We texted back and forth a little bit about the property over on Appleton Street the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to round back with you. It sounded like you were interested in possibly selling that place. Just wanted to learn a little bit more about it if you had a moment.
Yeah. If you're interested in looking at the property, we can make an appointment for that. Otherwise, right now I don't have much time.
Sure. Okay. When's a more appropriate time for me to call you? I'd love to just have a quick conversation on the call before I send somebody out. Is there a more appropriate time for me to follow up with you?
I'm gonna say Saturday afternoon.
Okay. I'll give you a ring then. All right. I appreciate you taking the time.
All right. Thank you.
Bye now. So to me, it's indicative of him not really being interested. Notes. I'm gonna say wanted to schedule an appointment to check it out. Asked for a call on Saturday afternoon so Derek could learn a bit about it before sending somebody out. I don't think I would even send anybody out anyways. I just wanted to reschedule the phone call so that he knows that I'm not trying to waste my time sending somebody out if I can't at least learn a little bit about the property first. I feel like that message was delivered just now. And then when I actually get him on the call, if he continues to try to push me out to the appointment, even after we pre-qualify a little bit, I'll switch gears and handle that a little differently, and say how we would, how we pretty much operate and how we do business. I don't even need to send anybody out, and I would actually prefer not to, just so that I don't end up wasting either one of our time. And my money and resources, to be quite honest, is I'm not sending somebody out for free. And if we were to send somebody out to every property that somebody raised their hand and said, yeah, I want to sell this without actually coming to an agreement, we would just be running around the properties all day. That's what I would say. That's what I've planned to say for people in that situation. Hey, I mean, again, just like I said, I just don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. I would love to learn about the property. We're very confident in our numbers as long as there's nothing unforeseen like termite damage, mold damage, foundation issues, anything like that. Then we're very confident in the numbers and what we're able to offer. We would like a small window of opportunity to do some due diligence after we enter into an agreement, just so that we can get some professionals out there to ensure that there's no damage or anything like that, mold damage. But for the sake of not wasting your time, my time, my property specialist time, we ideally would like to enter into an agreement before even coming out to the property. Because to be quite honest, if we were to go out to every single person's property that said that they may be interested in selling, we wouldn't be in the business of actually buying properties. We'd be in the business of running around the city, looking at properties. And that's not what I'm doing. I'm not looking to look at your property. I'm looking to buy your property. And I'm very serious about buying your property. And I'm very confident in my numbers. That's how I would frame that. That's how I plan to frame that. Can you wholesale $1 million house? Of course. of course, you can wholesale anything. Yeah, of course, as long as the seller is motivated and is willing to sell it to you at a place where you're able to make some type of a spread on, assigning it, or I think when I hear people use the term wholesale, I am assuming that you're planning to assign your interest, the typical assignment. So yeah, as long as you're able to find a seller who's willing to sell you their property at a million, as long as you have somebody, a cash buyer, who's willing to pay you a little bit more than that, then yeah, of course, you can wholesale anything. Just needs to make sense though. I don't know what the spread on CWL's commercial building is. I'd imagine it's a little bit higher than what I'm working with on my type of spreads on these single families. So there's somebody here in the chat right now that's probably working. I don't think I don't know though. I don't know. I don't know about the commercial activity in Houston. It could be pushing a million if it was a big enough spot. Um, Set this follow up for Saturday afternoon. But you kind of heard it in his voice. I mean, I don't really think. I don't know though. Who knows? He's asking 210. I'm gonna need him at more like. I'm gonna need him at like 125 to 160, depending on the condition. On Google Maps, I can see that they have window AC units, so it's gonna be, I would imagine, at least an average rehab. So I'm thinking the max I'm gonna be able to pay on that is 145. But he's interested. He's throwing his price out there, so it's definitely worth having the conversation. So I already did push that follow up till Saturday, and let me see who else I got to call. Everybody in here, appreciate you tapping in. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Turn that thumbs up blue for me, and I appreciate that. You guys have been showing a lot of love recently, and I've been being able to see it not only while here on the live, but after the fact when I go through and I check kind of the analytics of my channel here. You guys have definitely been showing up for me, so I appreciate that. All right, this woman, Angel. She responded back in the beginning of this month saying, you can send me an offer and I'll let you know. And I said, I'd love to. I need to learn a little bit about it. It's an older home. I'm pretty sure it will need work. I have 3 offers on the table. You're welcome to give me an as is offer. And I said, well, not knowing anything about the property, and it doesn't sound like you're going to tell me. I didn't say this specifically, but essentially, I said I'd be somewhere in the ballpark of 70 to 100 cash. Would you consider an offer in that range? The offers that I have are over 100K. I said, okay, where would I have to be to compete with your other offers? She says, honestly, just seeing your range, I don't think this one's for you. I said, I completely understand. We're not the best match for everybody. If it ends up needing less repairs than I'm anticipating, I may be able to come up a bit, but please feel free to say my number if anything changes. She says, honestly, I told the 3 offers that I really wasn't looking to sell, but when they came with the offer, I was like, I think I will. So there's a lot of competition out there. Good luck. What's your name? My name's Derek. Okay, if anyone around me wants to sell, let you know. Yada, yada, yada. I've been following up with her. Hey, just following up. Made an offer a few weeks ago. If you want to talk about the offer or anything regarding the process, please reach out. No response. Said, hey, don't want to bug you, but wanted to check in and see if selling was something that you were still interested in. If so, please give me a call. So she's actually in an automation right now. She's getting these texts automatically because I had given her that offer and it wasn't accepted. So I am kind of intervening here and I'm pretty much just cutting off the automated text because I want to try to get her on the phone to learn a little bit more about the property. Because again, I don't know if this is, maybe I could go over 100. I don't think I've ever comped this one. Oh, I have. ARV's 180 though. So I mean, it doesn't need that much work. I could probably be if it doesn't need much work, I may be able to come north of 100, but it would still be tight. It would be pretty much right around there. Assuming that this place is under 1,500 square feet. Let me pull it up real quick. It's 1,600, almost 1,700. So yeah, but depending, again, if it doesn't need hardly any repairs, I could be upwards of 120. But she's saying it's an older home. I bet it's going to need some repairs. She was very vague in that. Built in 1970, so it is 50 years old. I'm hoping that she's replaced the roof at least once since it was purchased initially. But in all likelihood, I would probably need to be at 100 to play it safe. Any other type of renovations that are needed, like a roof, AC, foundation issues, anything like that, that's going to kind of kick it up into that heavier rehab, I would need to be at something more like 80, 75, 80. So let me give her a call, see if she answers. I've never actually talked with this woman on the phone. We just went back and forth through text a bunch. Let this ring out before I start talking. I'm reading my note now. I have my MAO at 70 to 100, which I think is exactly where I would need to be. 70 on, if it needs a full rehab, I would probably need it around there. Maybe you can go up a little bit, cut into my assignment fee to be at somewhere around 75, 80, but sorry. But I gonna need it pretty low. Don't think I'd be able to do 100. Just knowing that it's an older home and I wish she was just a little bit more specific, which is why I want to get her on the phone. So let me push this out. I wonder if that interrupts, since I interrupted the flow of that campaign. I'm going to double check right now. I'm going to push that out a week. I'm going to indicate weekly follow-up. Let's see here if that messed it up. Nope, so it's still active, so she's still going to get texted. Again, she's in a specific campaign because I made her an offer, but she did not accept it. So what is being texted to her is kind of tailored for that specific scenario. See if I have anybody else to call here. That was everybody I wanted to call through texting. I know I had a few other people that I wanted to call off my dialer leads. Come in my calendar events. Okay, I got like 6 people I can call here. Victor Ramos, of course. How can I forget Victor? Give him a call. This is somebody who I do call off of my Google Voice number. He has this number saved. I know because I've talked to him before and he's told me, or he's called me before on this number. So I don't think it's at the point now where I'm going to try to catch him off guard and try to, call him off a different number. So he actually called me back the other day when I was calling him. So let me call him right now. He called me back and I missed it, and then I called him back and he didn't answer again.
Victor Ramos, please give us the name and number, and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. Thank you and have a great day.
Hey, Victor, this is Derek. Sorry to continue bugging you here. I just hadn't heard back from you in a while. Last time we spoke, if you recall, we've been going back and forth about your property on Texas Street. It sounded like you wanted to speak with your tenant before moving forward with anything. So I'm just rounding back here, seeing if you still had any interest. If you do, you can go ahead and give me a call back. My direct line here, 832-324. That voicemail. I think he's on a bi-weekly right now. He is. I'm gonna hit him with like 2 more bi-weeklies before I start pushing him out monthly. Oh no, he's already on monthly. I left a note for myself, so I'll call him beginning of next year.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
All right. Boom. Next one, Octaviano. Notes connected with Mr. Herrera. Mentioned that he spoke with my partner. What? Oh, this is an old one. He stated that there is no immediate interest, maybe in 1 to 2 years. Derek received permission to follow up every 6-ish months to check back in. That was back in July. So we're looking at about a 5-month follow-up right now. See, I'm going to call. See, this is somebody who I'm not going to call off my Google Voice number. I'm going to call him directly off these caller IDs in my dialer. Let me see if I didn't leave a note on what his number was. So I'm just going to have to call through these. Let's see if I can get him on the line. Not sure if it's actually going to come through the speakers. Hopefully it does. There it goes.
Hello?
Hey, Mr. Herrera.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going? This is Derek. Not sure if you recall. We spoke back in, I think, it must have been July, about your place over on Sharon Street out in Pasadena.
Yeah, well, we're not selling it right now.
Yeah, okay. That's what you had pretty much let me know last time. You said,
Yeah.
it's going to be a couple of years. Just wanted to give you a ring,
Yeah.
see if, you've given it any more thought.
No, not right now. I mean, my dad's still around, and he's like staying there, so
Yeah.
he don't want to go nowhere.
Yeah, completely understand. All right. Well, if you don't mind, would it be appropriate if I, followed up every 6 or so months just to kind of round back and see where things lie?
Yeah, you can if you want. Ain't no big deal.
Okay. All right. I appreciate you taking the call.
All right, thanks.
All right. Bye now. So, I mean, that's not one I didn't realize that somebody was living there. His father. But I'm going to continue following up. Because, again, the first time he said that there's no immediate interest. I mean, the fact that he's just willing to, again, I'm down to have that quick 5-second conversation every 6 months if it means that when he does end up selling years down the road, he ends up selling it to me. So, coming in notes, create notes, spoke with seller, mentioned his dad lives there and there's no immediate need to sell. Derek received permission to follow up every 6 or so months. This is actually going to be somebody who I follow up with in 6 months. When I say I'm following up in 6 months, usually I'll cut that in half. But again, this one, there's really no need to push it. So I'll call him like June. 1st of June next year. It's 6-month follow-up. Back over to calendar events. Irma, that's not one I'm going to handle. Robert, I'm saying, just decided to sell last week. Okay, I remember this guy. This was a couple weeks ago. His ex-wife lives there with their daughter, but his name is on the deed. Never flooded, but everything else needs to be replaced. Ex-wife has missed a few payments. Owes about $35 on the mortgage. Says he wants to talk with to walk with 80K after the note is paid off. So he's essentially asking for 115. Said things like, "This is just the beginning of me talking to people, so I'm not even sure if I want 80K." He and he said that because I pretty much I got him. I got him pretty good, and I had him spit off his asking price. So when he did that, and we started continuing the conversation, you can tell he kind of regret saying his asking price, and he kind of retracted and was like, and just this is just the beginning. Like, I don't even know. I may want more than 80. You know what I mean? But so that's what's going on with him. Derek said that he would call him in a week to give him some time to speak with his daughter, and that would give me enough time to run my numbers to get him the very best offer. Called him a week later, connected with him. He was at work, said he hadn't spoken with his daughter yet about the plans for the property. I said I'd call. He said he would call me once they spoke. Also mentioned that multiple people are interested in the property. So that was on the 18th. It's been a couple of weeks, so I'm going to round back with him right now. Try to get him on the phone. Pretty much I would need. This is in Pasadena, again, where I did my first deal. Pretty familiar with this area. I was, pretty intimately familiar with all of the comps in the area when I did have that one under contract. So as long as it's similar. So this one is bigger, though. So I think it could definitely push 200, which the estimated value is 230. I'm going to quickly comp this one. I know there's enough activity in the area where I can comp it very quickly. 1962 build. I'm going to go minimum 50. Max 70 for now. 1,900 square feet. I'm going to bring it down to 1,650. Max 2,200. 10 properties that sold. Let's see what sold most recently. Back in September for 240. This is just a couple blocks away. Extra bed, extra half bath. Ours could probably go for 225. Theirs has about an extra 200 square feet. Ours could probably go for about 205. Same year built, so I call ours 205 for now. Right? 10, 15. Yeah, 10, 15, 20, 35. 10, 15, 35. Yeah, 205. I call it 205. This one sold for 253 in July. Extra bed. Ours could probably go for 243. Extra 200 square feet. Ours go 223. 2 years newer. Nothing to write home about. I'd call ours 220. Maybe 225 since that one sold a while ago. 208, same beds, baths, 200 square feet smaller. So ours can go 228. Pretty much same size lot and same year built. So just an extra 200 on top of the 208, 228. That supports our theory right now of ARV being somewhere between 225 and 230. See if anything justifies it going any higher than that. This one sold for 253. Extra bed, I should go 243. Extra about 200 square feet. So 230 off of 253, 223. Slightly bigger lot, but 3 years older, so I'll allow those to offset. So 10, 30 off of 253, again 223 that sold about 6 months ago. So I'd call ARV about probably 230. Call it 225 to play it safe. Call it like 171 less repairs. Like 170 less repairs on a 1,900 square foot place. For a complete gut rehab, I would probably need it at like 95, 100. So I'll call it 100 to, upwards of 160, depending on the condition. Let's see what he had said. If he had mentioned anything about the condition. never flooded, but everything else needs to be replaced. So there it is. The most I could probably do is about 100. Again, let's see. And I probably would need to be like 90, to be honest. If everything needs to be replaced, I'm gonna give him a call. I've been neglecting you guys a little bit. Why not just work in California instead of Houston? Aren't there bigger spreads in California? Yeah, 500K for a fixture that looks like those Houston homes. Yeah, for sure. There's bigger spreads, but way more competition. Exactly, and you would have to up your marketing budget like 1K to compete. Exactly. So that's the goal for me, is to bring it back home. But I mean, I could, right? But the deals are probably going to be a lot less frequent, because of the level of competition, and because people know what their homes are really worth out here, and they're not, the situation has to be quite substantial for somebody to want to sell for such a discount. Um, Unless you have a unique way to find properties here in California, you will go broke on marketing, right? If you don't have a big pockets. I mean, because marketing, obviously, it's an inevitable thing. You spend it, and as long as you have the systems in place to be able to handle the inflow, then you will get a return on your investment. But yeah, the marketing budgets probably do have that. I'm not speaking from experience, but probably do have to be much higher to beat. Why did I move to Cali? I've been living here. I've lived in California my whole life. San Francisco Bay Area. I just chose to virtually wholesale out in Houston, and yeah, I just chose to go out there. And then when my goal is to build an automated system virtually in Houston, and then our goal as a couple is to move down to San Diego. So I'm hoping that they align kind of when I get things cooking and rolling in Houston virtually, that I can enter into a new market, which I do want to be in my backyard in California. So I want to mess around in like the Southern California market, not so much like Southern California that you may think, but more so like maybe like Central California, or a couple hours away, where it's a little bit more rural. The marketing budget doesn't have to be as high. People aren't necessarily targeting these areas, not because there's not opportunities, but because there may be bigger spreads elsewhere or more opportunity elsewhere. So let me give this guy a call. Kind of waiting for my girl though. That's all right.
Hello?
Hey, Robert.
Yes.
Robert, how's it going? This is Derek. We've been going back and
I'm on the road right now on the bus, brother.
Okay, you want me to give you a call back in a minute?
We're at a bar right now. Yes.
Oh, okay. When should I give you a call back? People are so fucking weird, man. Well, there he goes. I'm gonna stay on him, but I'm gonna give him a call tomorrow. He said he was on the road, and that he was at a bar, and then he can't talk, and then you wonder why these type of people need to sell their house for cash. God, that was rude of me, but you know what I mean. Priorities. Connected with seller, mentioned he was on the road at a bar and couldn't talk. That was pretty rude of me, but don't take it back. For real, like, he's losing credibility in my eyes, and the first thing that comes to mind is I'm gonna need your property cheaper. Because I know you're gonna have to, more and more payments that your ex-wife misses, the less that property is gonna go for, or the less money that you're gonna walk away with. So if I were you, I'd be wanting to get her out and sell that property ASAP. But instead, you're hitting the bar and shooting the shit with your buddies, drinking, throwing back some Bud Lights. By all means, call him back tomorrow. He's always been kind of short and rude on the phone. Damn, this fucking alarm, bro. All right, Roy. Let's see what's going on with Roy. Caught him while he was at dinner the other night. Mentioned that he would get back to me if you were on that live. You would probably remember that one. Caught him while he was at dinner. He didn't come out right and say no, he wasn't interested. So I called him back the next day. Didn't answer. And now I'm calling him back the next day. Because again, the way that he was talking about it made it seem like to me he was interested, but I just caught him at the bad time, which is what I'm going to assume. So going to, let me see where I connected with him. 316, and call him right now. No way he's eating dinner at 4 p.m.
Hello.
Hey, Roy.
Yeah.
Roy, how's it going? This is Derek. Not sure if you recall, but I had given you a call the other night about your property over on Reed Street.
Yeah, not at this time.
Yeah,
Not at this time. Yeah.
not
What's up? Yeah.
not a problem. Is it a more appropriate time for me to follow up? Is there any consideration, or should I not bother?
No, not at this time. You just go ahead and stop it. There's too many things I gotta think about right now.
Sure.
No,
sure.
not at this time.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I appreciate you taking the
Thank
call.
you.
Have a good one. Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna follow up with him, but that's gonna be something where I'm gonna push out like 6 months. Um, like you hear the consideration in his voice. Like he would just come out right and tell me no. I mean, I I know people are probably would watch this and be like, why are you ever gonna follow up with that guy? He just told you no. But you hear it, like, I mean, and that's why I try to be blunt about it at the end. Like, tell me, am I gonna waste my time following up with you? But he's telling everybody that, but I hear the consideration in his voice, so I'm gonna be the one that ends up following up with him, and he's gonna regret telling everybody to stop calling him because it's gonna come time for him to actually sell and be like, damn, nobody's calling me anymore. I told everybody to stop, but then I'm gonna call him and then I'm gonna get that deal. Said to just stop reaching out. Was polite about it because he didn't have any immediate interest in selling. Said he has too much going on. Derek heard some consideration in his voice, which makes him think it's worth following up. The calendar event out 6 months. 6 month follow up. Given it any more thought. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Call him on the 6th of June. Save that. All right, who have I not called? Irma. I'm gonna delete this. This is something that continues popping up that I'm never gonna do. That was just a gentleman who was like, "Yeah, make me an offer. I got an offer for 100,000, but I denied it." And I was like, "You should have taken that." But Carla May also. I'm gonna follow up with her, but connected with Carla. She thinks she owes like 170,000 in her mortgage. For some reason, she thinks that she got screwed over by her lender way back in the day. Apparently, her lender entered some class action lawsuit where a bunch of people were owed a lot of money because they were playing with people's money. Um, so she thinks that she owes 170. I see PropStream says 20,000 outstanding. I said in my note she's a bit wishy-washy and keeps using the mortgage as an excuse. Again, this is like just like that other woman where she's like, I need to figure out this whole mortgage situation before I can sell. And I am trying to take the position of I'll be honest with you, regardless of how much you owe in your mortgage doesn't really alter how much I'm going to be able to pay for the property. So, you know, I guess it makes sense to them though that they want to figure that out because they want to make sure that they're not just going to get kicked out on the street because I think this is owner occupied. Um, Her son really wants to sell. She's 63 years old. He thinks that it'll be easy. She's coming to terms with selling, but doesn't want to make any quick decisions. She's made some poor real estate decisions in the past. Apparently, she took out a loan against her property and filed for bankruptcy twice, but she's since resolved those. She's throwing out I'm not going to finish this note. It's pretty long. But she asked for a call back at the beginning of next year to allow her time to figure out any info on the mortgage and also just to get her affairs in order. And I have some comps here. I don't have any ARV or asking price or anything like that, but let me take a look at, well, I'm going to call her to see if I can get her on the phone first.
Please text me. It's faster, and I'll call you back. Thank you.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hello, this message is from Ms. Forbes. This is Derek. I'm not sure if you recall, but we've been going back and forth a bit about your property over on Parker Road in Houston. Just wanted to round back. I know that you were wanting to kind of get your affairs in order and dig a little bit deeper on the situation that's going on with your outstanding mortgage balance. So I just wanted to round back with you, see if you were able to uncover anything and possibly see if you've given it any more thought to parting ways with your place on Parker Road there. Again, we're able to pay cash and we are actually looking to buy one more property before the end of the year. So I wanted to be sure that I rounded back with you. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to connect with you here, but I did want to leave you this voicemail. So if there's any interest, please feel free to get back to me on my direct line, which is 832-324. I'll talk to you soon. Contact notes. File the voicemail. I'm going to call in 2 weeks and say bi-weekly follow-up. Sure, the field has no more than. Robert, Octaviano. All right, that's everybody who I wanted to call today. All right. Yeah, same. Trying to get this going ASAP. We want to move to Florida. Oh, okay. CWL type. Do you have a unique way to find deals in California? I want to get into wholesaling, but I want to stay in California. Look for a code violation list for your county. It's a good way. Or Facebook yard sales. You'll be surprised how many people will entertain offers. Interesting. Very interesting. That is one that I've never heard of, CWL. Makes sense, though. Somebody's already trying to liquidate and get rid of some of their belongings. Likely points to the fact that they may be moving. I like that. Or at least considering it, thinking about it. That's a good one. I've never heard that. What was it? Oh, yeah. I wanted to comp that one for you, Jared. Let me see what's going on. This is sits on 3 acres. House needs to be teared down, so it's just going to be based off the land. Okay. Well, in that case, that makes it a lot easier. One, you can just look at PropStream and see what the assessed value of the land is. Let's see what that tells us. Under tax information, land value is $294,000. Did you give me any other information on this? Like what they're asking? Oh, it just needs to be torn down because of the land. Yeah. So okay. So it got assessed last year at $294,000. I'm gonna pull this up on Redfin, get a little bit more of a bird's eye view of this zip code here. All right, let's see whereabouts this is. This is just southwest of the United Memorial Medical Center, Tidwell, right above Candlelight Plaza. Try to find that. I don't know where Tidwell is. Right above right below Tidwell. Okay, here we go. Right below Tidwell. Right below Tidwell, to the right of this little, yeah. So I'm going to see if any is it. Let's see if it's because I looked at the lot, 3 acres. It's a pretty big lot. Let's see what it's coded, zoned. A1 1001, so it is residential. Property class residential. Okay, now I have the lot size only being a little over a half acre, but that doesn't make sense. Yeah, no, I only have it being 0.67 acres. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, Jared. I only have it, you said 3 acres, but I only have it being a little over half. So let's just operate off of that for now and look for houses that have sold within the last year, that have been built within the last 2 years, with a lot size minimum of a half acre, maximum an acre. Right? That may not even be the play on this. The play may be to subdivide and build multiple properties. If again, it's like allows it. He said 3 acres. Yeah, I mean that it doesn't really. Well, I'll tell you what. No homes have sold within the last year, built in the last 2. With that size lot to be, and that's why I say it may be a play where, let me pull this up on Zillow and maybe get like a street view. All right, it's a big lot, that's for sure. Looking at it from the street, I don't think it's 3 acres. I can see the property. It definitely needs a new garage, 2 new garage doors. It's definitely in distress. I don't think it needs to be torn down though. I mean, these pictures are from 2019. What makes you think that it's just in the lot value? It looks pretty sturdy. Built in 55. It is older, I guess, but it doesn't look like it needs to be torn down. Also said it's a big lot compared to the others around. We may be looking at 2 different properties, to be honest, Jared. What I'm seeing is all of these properties are the exact same size, and they are all big, but his doesn't stand out any. His doesn't stand out any to me, and let's just make sure that I'm looking at the right one. Yeah, his doesn't stand out any to me. If you look at just like an aerial view of on Google Maps or Zillow, you can see that his is the exact same size lot as everybody around. It's slightly bigger, maybe, but not like nothing crazy at all. I don't. He said it needs to be torn down because of termites. Jesus. So that's something that's out of my area of expertise. I've never dealt with termite damage, but I would think that you don't need to tear it down. Maybe gut it. Maybe gut it down to the studs and redo it. But that's interesting. I've never heard somebody needing to tear down because of termite damage. I would think that you would just tent it up and kill the termites and correct that issue. Do you need a website LLC to wholesale? No, you don't, REI. You don't. Just to simply answer that. Definitely don't need a website. You don't need an LLC, but it's probably a good idea to get one once you start doing some deals. There's no tax advantages of it, but there is legal advantages of it, being limited liability. But yeah, not necessary. He said it needs to be torn down because of termites. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna comp this. I'm gonna comp it now under the impression that maybe it needs a full rehab. Right? I can do that because to me, I don't know. I don't again have the level of expertise to confirm or deny whether or not it actually does need to be torn down. It sounds a little unnecessary. It sounds a bit extreme to tear down the whole property just because of termites. When there is a way in which you can handle it without tearing down the property. I just want to make sure that we're looking at the same two properties though. Because he's talking 3 acres, I'm looking at just over a half. That's a big difference. It's like a 6. He's talking his property that he's referring to is 6 times bigger than what we're looking at. So let me see. 1869 square feet. I'll put the minimum at 1,600. Maximum of 2,100 maybe. Yeah, I'll put it like 2,150. Residential, single family. Year built was 55. I'll bring it down to 45. Max 65. That still gives me only one property that sold in the area. Okay, geez. That only gives me one property that sold in the area. For his lot is definitely bigger than. So okay, that's the thing. His lot is bigger compared to others around him, but on his street, all of those properties are the exact same size. So, I'm looking at one that's probably not even a comp because it crosses this major road and it's on the other side of this, like church here that it's next to. And it's just not a comp. It says, but let's just assume, like 440, it has 2 extra beds, an extra half bath. So ours could probably go for 415. Theirs is almost 300 square feet bigger. So pulls ours down to like 2 or 385. 10 years newer. Ours is 3 times the size of the lot though. So, I mean, you can't even use it as a comp, to be quite honest. Let me push this back another year. See if we get any more activity in his immediate area. Only one more sold home. There's just not activity in this area that at least meets these parameters. Let's pull it the minimum and maximum back and up another 5 years on the year built. You're right. Very hard to comp. And that says something, Jared. If you spend a really long time comping a deal and you can't find good comps and, it's a deal where the seller, unless he's willing to like give it to you for fairly cheap to the point where it eliminates risk for your end buyer, it may not be a deal, just because somebody is there willing to sell at a discount and needs to sell and you're able to help them, it doesn't mean that a cash buyer is going to be attracted to the deal. I have run into situations like that. I've had deals fall through simply because of the location. One deal in particular that I had under contract before I closed my first deal, it was just way out in the boonies. I thought it was a great deal. ARV was like 350, and I think I had it under contract at 215. I thought the spread was going to be incredible. They had just recently renovated, hardly any work to do to the place, cosmetic at most. But nobody wanted to buy it because it was too far out. The location was horrible, and there was no comps around it to support it. So that's just to kind of speak to that. Just because you have somebody willing to sell doesn't mean that it's going to be a deal. Not to say that this one isn't, but I'm unable to find comps quickly, so it kind of raises a red flag to me. Just as you go to comp a property, the cash buyer is going to do the same thing. They're going to come and probably run it the same way you do, if not worse. They're going to look for stuff that is cookie cutter comps to be able to justify your asking price. So the more you have to be like, oh, well, maybe this is a comp because this. Okay. Yeah, you can open it right now, or if you're heading out right now, yeah. Just don't play gymnastics. You can't make it stretch. You can't be doing weird things and just picking a property over here that kind of matches yours, and you assign a value to it because of that. Yeah, so I'm gonna kind of leave it at that. I really don't know with this one. To be quite honest, since it's your opportunity, keep digging. Don't give up on it. But this is one where I honestly hate to say it, but don't want to waste my time on it because it's so difficult to comp. Let me look in this area real quick for on Redfin sold within the last year. I'll try to run comps quickly on Redfin, see if I can find something. Minimum 1,500, maximum, I'll say 2,250. Same lot size, 0.67. So I have minimum 0.5, max 1. Year built 55, so I'll go minimum 40, maximum 70. Okay. We have one home that meets that right on the other side of Tidwell. Let's see what it looks like. Listed at $399. So this one sold as is, listed at $399. Let me I'm gonna pull this up in PropStream to see. So estimated value on this one's $398, so that's a good thing to consider. Details. Oh wait. So yep. This one sold for $400. Listed $399, ended up selling for $400. They got pretty much what they were asking for plus some. Sold as is. Move-in ready, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 1-bedroom garage apartment. This one sits on an acre, so it's still bigger than yours. 42-year built, so something similar. Kind of far away though. 3.2. I lost her property now. But check this property out. This one may be a comp. something that you can work off of, at least, if anything. Just have any other businesses, or do you just invest in real estate? Real estate for me right now. I got some money in stocks and stuff, but nothing crazy. Derek's going to start charging $5 a comp. I have a clothing company. Nice. CWL. Feel free to drop that in here. I'm not even going to try to prevent you like others may. Drop it in here. Everybody in the chat needs to get geared up. All right. I'm going to hop back on the dollar for a quick minute before I end up jetting. It's pretty dry right now, or what?
Leave a message and you will not get a call back.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, is this Miss Hi, is this Miss Villarreal?
Uh-huh.
Hi, how's it going? This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Westford Street.
No, pero no entiendo el inglés.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was just calling to see if you had any interest in selling that property there.
Okay.
Spanish speaker. Contact made. On to the next. Oh. Said it a few times, recently, but I continue to go for my pitch, even if I know that they're Spanish speaking, just for the off chance that they understand what I'm saying in English, which a lot of them do. So I'll still ask, try to be a little bit more blunt about it. Like, hey, do you want to sell? Because I just prefer I prefer them to still give me the no. You know what I mean? Just a little bit more satisfying knowing that I was able to get a response one way or another. Pretty dry right now, though. Get a lot of Spanish speaking leads, I noticed. Yeah, it's the areas that I drive for dollars in. This is my driving for dollars list. For sure. It's the areas that I'm targeting. One of the 2 deals that I've closed where it was he's bilingual. Spoke English was definitely not his first language, but he spoke it well. What's up, Lala? Lala, are you working the Corpus Christi market? Was that you and your partner? I spoke to someone earlier who wants to sell his place in Corpus Christi. And I thought about you and your partner. Yes, we're going to start soon. All right, I got a lead for you. You should start right now. Call this lead. He was a gentleman who I texted. It ended up being the wrong number, and I was looking for Jose for my property, but he was Jose in Corpus Christi, not Jose in Houston, but Jose in Corpus Christi. And he said, and I do have a property I want to sell in Corpus Christi. I said, I may know somebody who's buying out there. He said, go ahead, give them my number. We're doing Alabama right now. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably not going to entertain it, although I should. I don't know why I don't. I just don't know anybody that's buying out that way. How's it going though, Lala? I saw you tapped into where did I see you? It's funny, I'll see you guys, as I'm sure you may see me, just in other people's live streams and stuff. I saw you on Wholesale Hotline, I think, on Monday. Yeah, shoot me an email. I'll email back. Shoot me an email. You should be able to find my email somewhere somewhere in my YouTube channel. I'll just drop it right here. No big deal. Shoot me an email and I'll reply with the information. Might not be till like tomorrow, but oh yep, that was me. Yeah, I know. Now who said your name right? Me or them? They called you LA Law. And I was listening and I was like, oh, these fools are tripping. It's La. So I'm talking about LA Law. You know, you may be able to get more information from the pros, but you're gonna get that real connection with me. Hey, well,
Hello?
Hey, is Mr. Uribe?
Yes, sir.
Hey, how's it going? This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Steyer Street.
No.
Oh, do I have the wrong number here?
What's that?
Did I dial the wrong number here? I'm sorry, you don't own that property, you said?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. I might have the wrong information. I'm sorry. While I have you, would you happen to have any property you might consider selling at the moment?
No, not at the moment, boss.
No. Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you taking the call.
Later.
Bye. Wrong number. On to the next. Joel caught me in the middle of my preach. Let's go, the man at work. What's up, Peter? What's going on, bro? They said it right. Hello. Either one works. No, what do you mean? That's two different ways to say it. What is it? Is it LA Law or is it La La? Don't. You won't hurt my feelings if I've been saying it wrong. I need to know so I address you correctly moving forward. I promise you won't hurt my feelings. Just tell me, Derek. You're the one who's tripping. You've been saying it wrong the whole time. I'm just. Hey, Diana.
One moment.
Happy holidays from Mock Industrial.
No, see, I don't like that. I'm hanging up on that. I'm marking it wrong number. I'm not trying to reach Diana at her place of work. It's Lala. You can't. Hey, Margarito. Hello.
Yes.
Hey, is this Mr. Castro?
No, you got a wrong number, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. You can't just type it out. Hopefully you're being funny, but you can't just type it out and have me know how it's being pronounced. I need it. I need the phonetics here. Wrong number. Hey, Maria.
Hello.
Hey, Maria, how's it going? This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Garrettsville Street.
Oh.
No? No interest, Maria? Hello? Not interested. She hung up. Contact made. Submit. On to the next. No interest from Maria. I can safely assume. When I asked, she said, oh my God. Click. All good. It's all good, Maria. The way Brent said it, I don't know how he said it. Did everybody call you LA Law? Just tell me, am I saying it right or wrong? For real, Peter. Rebuttal. So you got the wrong number. You sure? I don't know. I think I might have the right number here. Hello?
Yeah.
Hi there. I'm sorry. I'm not sure if I have the right number here. I'm hoping that you may be able to help me out. I'm looking for the owner of a property on Duane Street.
Wrong number. Bye.
You sure? It's right. You're right. Oh my gosh. You're killing me. Killing me, Lala. Or LA Law. Who knows? Who knows? I will approach the conversation. I've been approaching it that way to open with the. Hey, Carlos?
Hey.
Carlos, how's it going? This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on McCabe Street.
What happened with my case?
Yeah, I just wanted to give you a quick call and wanted to see if you would ever consider an offer on your property there. You ever considered selling?
No.
No. Okay, completely understand.
Okay.
While I have you,
Okay.
would you happen to have any others you might consider selling at the moment?
No.
No. Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you taking the call.
Okay.
Bye now. Not interested. Contact made. My favorite type is no. No, not interested. No, I don't have any other properties. Yes, you're talking to the right person. Been a long day. You're telling me. If you haven't already, don't forget, hit the like button. Appreciate you guys. Somebody had the audacity to unsubscribe to me. So we're back in the hunt for 50 subs by the end of the year. Sitting at 37 before this live stream. So if you're in here and you aren't already subscribed as well, I'd appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button. I go live at least once a day, Monday through Friday. At least. Sometimes I go live Saturdays. Sometimes I go live more than once a day, covering everything. I pretty much just go live when I go to work. So Peter said it best, the man at work, pretty much what it is. I don't really I'm not considering myself a content creator at this point in time, more so just turning on my webcam when I go to work. So if that's something that you're interested in, you see the day-to-day, which I think there is benefit in. You see the nitty-gritty. I don't hide anything from you. You see me get nervous on the phone. You see me overcome my nerves and my fears. So I do think that there's benefit in watching somebody work.
Message, and I will return your call.
I know that it can. I know that the content can be improved upon. I'm not gonna sit here and try to claim that I'm the best YouTuber out there, and I'm also not trying to assert myself as some pro in the industry. I always want to be as forthright as possible. I've done 2 deals, looking to just continue getting the ball rolling, and maybe pick that up to 1 a month, starting beginning of next year. That's really what it's looking like nowadays. Everybody's either wanting to just kick the can down the road until next year to deal with it, or they want to get paid before the holidays. I unfortunately have not come across anybody who's wanting that desperate cash before the holidays. But I'm still in the hunt for it, and if anything, I'm definitely willing to. Hey, Carol.
Yes. Hello.
Hey, how's it going? This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random here, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on East Cross Timber Street.
You must have the.
Oh, sorry. That.
Yeah.
Then he replied to Carol. That's a pretty interesting male first name. I was just kind of rolling with it. Wasn't going to catch judgment, but that'd be a trip if I got a hold of the wrong Carol. Wow, they messed up. SMH, all the gems are always dropped. Oh, my unsubscriber. I see. I'm still thinking you're talking about them, talking about your name. I know last time you mentioned Open Door. Is it any other sites you've used to sell a property? I've never even used Open Door, but it's something that I'm going to consider if it makes sense. The way that I understand it, they're just looking for cosmetic rehabs. So for my Maryland lead, the woman that's been dodging me, that's why I brought it up. It seemed like a pretty good opportunity to explore that as an option. And I think really reference Open Door. I haven't really dove deep into the iBuyer scene, the hedge fund scene. I know that that's what these big players are doing in order to create larger margins on their deal. There's only two ways where you can do that: get the contract cheaper, or find a buyer that's going to pay you more. So, these hedge funds and these iBuyers are willing to push the price points higher. So, but that in both of those situations, hedge funds and iBuyers, I know this again. I'm not speaking from experience, only self-education. They have very specific parameters and requirements that the property has to meet in order for them to invest in it. And then you're also having to manage and deal with like some other things that may pop up that wouldn't necessarily be the case if you were just dealing with a single individual cash buyer. They may need appraisals, inspections, more time, because you're having to deal with the break in chain of communication. I'm not speaking from experience. Hey, Teresa?
No, she's not here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I might have dialed the wrong number. Maybe you can help me out. My name is Derek. I was calling to see if she may have had any interest actually in possibly selling her property on Barrett Street.
Nah, she won't be interested.
Yeah. Okay, that's not a problem. I appreciate you taking the call.
All right.
I don't know what his relationship was, but I'm going to take his word for it. Although he didn't really sound that certain. Don Juan, let's get to the bag. Future billionaires, that's what I'm talking about. Any recommendations to find cash buyers? I get in as many Facebook groups as possible in your market, whether they be real estate investment groups, fix and flip groups, buy and hold groups. Hey, Jose.
Yes.
Hi, is this Miss Via? I'm going to pause right here to answer that. I get in as many Facebook groups as possible. Go to the posts. It's a lot easy. It's a lot easier when you have something under contract. That way you can actually go back and forth in conversation with these people. But go to the posts where it's like looking for deals. I'm a cash buyer, or for somebody advertising their own deal, and you get a long list of comments of people raising their hand saying, "Yes, I'm a cash buyer." I would DM every single one of those people. Introduce yourself. Say, "I come across this kind of properties all the time in this market. I see that that you showed interest in possibly buying a place, in this zip code," or whatever the post was referring to. If it's all right with you, I'd love to send you opportunities that come my way and add you to my buyers list. If you want to provide me your email and phone number, I would do that. Something that I haven't done, but I plan to do the next contract that I get is cold call a cash buyers list. So you can pull a cash buyers list off PropStream by setting parameters of like, give me a list of everybody who bought a property within the last 12 months. They own at minimum 3 properties and they paid cash. And, you can set parameters like that so you can actually pull a list and then cold call them. That's something that I haven't done personally, but I do plan on doing. Again, a lot easier when you have a contract that you can conversate about. Hey, I got this, hey, I was just scanning the area. Actually, saw and recognized that you just bought a property over on this street. Wanted to give you a quick call. I have an opportunity that came across my plate. Unfortunately, I've kind of filled my plate a little bit too heavy, and just with all the other projects that we have going, we're unable to close this one out. So I wanted to see if you may be up to possibly buying this property, and I can assign you my interest in the contract here. It's gonna be a lot easier. I get on the 2 deals that I've closed, I've gotten like 50 buyers added to my list just because of having conversations trying to get it dispoed. They'll say, no, this one doesn't fit my criteria, but please do add me to your list. I want to continue getting opportunities. So buyers are a lot more willing to talk with you and volunteer their own information because they can see that you are going to be generating good opportunities. But then at the same rate, something on the opposite end of the spectrum could happen where you're shopping out these horrible deals, no spread on the deal. You'll see it all the time. People laugh, all these cash buyers mock and make fun of these wholesalers who send off shit deals. So the complete opposite could happen. So you got to be careful. You can tarnish your reputation before you even do deals with these people. They'll see you sending them these deals, and then they'll say, "Take me off your list. Don't send me these deals." You know what I mean? Um, Same thing. You can text them. So that's something that a lot of these pros, they have their lead generation down to a T so much where it's predictable and automated to where they can allocate time, money, and resources into generating a list before they actually get a contract. But for me, right now, I plan on doing one at a time. It may not be recommended or advised. That's just the way that I do it. And that's the way I've been doing it. That's the way I plan to do it until I get my lead generation system, my acquisition side of things on a little bit more autopilot so that I can spend time generating and building this list by just simply having conversations as opposed to shopping a deal to these buyers. Facebook groups, yep. Tons of buyers, my friend, says Don Juan. Nothing but huge, big facts on that one. My buyers list is almost at 350. Found them all on Facebook. Yep, there you go. Okay, thank you. I've submitted my deal in a few groups. Not a few. I'm talking 20 plus. If you have a deal, the way last time I got mine dispoed, I literally sat on my computer. I posted it to I think 25 Facebook groups. I posted it to any Craigslist forum that was appropriate. Once in the morning, once at night, in all of those forums until I got it sold. But again, it only took me a day when I sat down and I did it. This is after I've already gotten my property specialist to take pictures, or after I built off a little property profile to market it around. And then what I did is you can't also just expect you to post to these groups because you may see like, wow, look, this person just posted a deal and he got 100 people to comment and raise their hand and offer up their email. That's what I'll do. I'll just post it to this group. But it may be a worse time of day. It may be not a suite of an area that the deal's in. And you may post your deal and you may only get 5 people that raise their hand. That's happened to me. So what you got to do is you got to take a more active approach. And what I did was, as opposed to just posting it to these groups, sending it off to my email list, posting it to Facebook Marketplace, I literally went back through, just as I explained of how I built my buyers list by going directly to these people and DMing them. I would do that. And that's what I did. And that's how I got this one dispoed. I literally slid into as many people's DMs as possible and made a little bit of a reference to how I found them so that they know I'm not just spamming them. But I am just copying and pasting a template when it comes to marketing the actual property that I have under contract. I would just add in a little line in the beginning saying, hey, first name, just saw, you recently showed interest in possibly picking up a property in this city. Again, whatever city that post was alluding to where you found their comment. I have a property either in that same city or close by. Wanted to know if you wanted to check it out. Let me know if you're interested. And I slid into like hundreds of people's DMs. And again, if anything, you're building a buyer's list because if they say no, I would follow up with, okay, makes sense that this one doesn't work for you. What do you want? If you don't mind, I'd love to continue sending you opportunities. So just having that conversation. Website connected investors is a good place to find buyers. Okay, I get like Instagram ads or something like that. I actually cold called a seller's daughter who mentioned that she had taken their course, Connected Investors. I'm pretty sure it's like a wholesaling education platform, if I'm not mistaken, or at least a real estate investment education platform, as well as like a community like you're talking about. Okay, thank you. This guy I talked to sells his to hedge funds. They pay more for deals. Yep, there you go. Right on the money, Jared. He has a good list of them too, so I can always let him know for you. Yeah, there you go. Where are those hedge funds buying? Are they buying out in Houston? Be interested to know. Okay, great. We have a property under contract. Just need a cash buyer. Where's the property, Lala? Out in Alabama? If it's a deal, it should have been gone. Don Juan, finding hedge funds that are buyers are just a tad harder to find. But that's true. Just have to dig a little to find them. Exactly. A little bit more labor. You got to kind of, maybe scan some LinkedIn profiles, work the Google magic a little bit more than you're used to. Try to get that person. Yes, in Alabama. What's up? How far along is it? What kind of spread do you think you're working with on that? I haven't heard. You got to come in here and you got to keep us in the loop. What's the spread looking like? What are you expecting? And have you pushed it out to your buyers list yet? Hedge funds all over Texas. All right. Shit. Next time I get something, I'm going to come bring it to you, Jared. I mean, you'll be here to watch, so remind me of that. Definitely trying to build some hedge fund relationships. Because, yeah, I mean, for anybody who doesn't understand a hedge fund, it's exactly what is in the title there. They are hedging their worth. They're hedging their net worth. Sorry, I can't think when it's dialing out. Exit. They're hedging their money. They have millions, if not billions, hundreds of millions of dollars, some of these hedge funds, and they're hedging inflation. They're hedging, and hedging, if somebody doesn't know what hedging is, it's protecting the downside. So, they have these hundreds of millions of dollars, but if they just have it sitting in their account, inflation is going to catch up to them, as you probably have seen in the news, record high inflation rates of like 6%. So if they're only getting 0.5% by having their money sit in their savings and inflation is 6%, the value of their money actually decreased by 5.5%. So how do they offset that? They hedge their money by investing it in stocks, real estate, whatever their investment channels are. And that's what a hedge fund is just somebody retires. Like my girl's dad just recently retired. I don't know how much money he retired with. I'm sure it's millions. He did well for himself as an engineer. But again, he can't just be living off of that money. He needs to hedge it. He needs to still have this money grow so that he isn't just siphoning off money out of his savings every month to take care of his expenses. He needs to have that money growing simultaneously as he's pulling from it. So how do you do that? You invest it. And how do you do that as somebody like him who isn't going to start a real estate business like myself? He finds somebody to invest it, likely a hedge fund. Here, take my money, invest it the best way you see fit. As long as you're making me money, I don't really care. They buy into funds. We just found it's going to need a roof, so I have to adjust the numbers possibly. Is it under contract? It's under contract, and are you talking you're going to have to get a price reduction? Or is it not under contract and you're just kind of tweaking the numbers before you enter into an agreement? Hop back in the dialer real quick. I'm going to finish up in a minute here. I'm going to have to skedaddle in a little bit. Man, it's always good hopping on here with you guys. Holds me accountable, Whereas before I would typically just I'll get to those follow-ups tomorrow or next week. Allows me to hold myself accountable.
Hey, sorry I missed your call.
It's all good. Hey, Pedro.
¿Qué pasó?
Pedro, how's it going? This is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Appleton Street.
Oh, no, man.
There's no interest in selling that one there?
No.
No, okay. I completely understand. While I have you, would you happen to have any others you might consider selling at the moment?
What?
Would you happen to have any other property beside this one that you might consider selling?
No.
No, okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you taking the call.
Okay.
All right, bye now. Looking at a deal in the neighborhood, kind of far from the city, in the middle of nowhere. Numbers are good, but I'm not sure an investor will grab it based on location. I don't know, kind of torn. Yep, that's exactly what I was talking about. You got to take into consideration. Look at the market activity. That'll tell you. If you see cash sales going in the area, I don't know what state you're in, if you're able to see that, whether your state be non-disclosure or disclosure, but even MLS data, if you see properties going up for sale that are clearly flips, I don't think you have anything to worry about, but it depends on how far out. Are we talking boonies, like super rural, or are we just talking like outskirts of the metro area? Because it does matter. And it may be worth, depending on the price points, trying to take like a 10% discount off of that and explaining that to your seller. That, when we end up selling this on the open market after we do what we're going to do, fix it up, do whatever, we're going to likely have a little bit more of a difficult time selling it to somebody because everybody wants to buy in X location. Everybody wants to buy in the inner city of. Hey, Mr. Potts.
Say what?
I'm sorry. I'm not sure if I have the right number here. Hopefully you can help me out.
This is EBS.
Oh, I'm sorry. I might have dialed the wrong number. I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
Bye now. This is actually a property that I'm familiar with through text, I believe. I'm going to pull this up to make sure. Or maybe I'm following up with this person. This person just looks really familiar. Let me search the property. Maybe it's a different property. I swear I'm following up with this person. Yeah, here it is. Here's the guy. He texted me saying, on this property, he said he would for $125,000, and then he stopped texting me back. So I'm following up with this guy through my texting platform. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to mark him not interested on my dialer, although he is maybe interested. But I'm just, what the problem is, I'm never going to get a hold of him on the dialer because I don't have that same number that I'm texting in my dialer. I have different numbers intentionally. So just as a way of me not wasting my time calling these other numbers, since clearly, I just got CVS. So I want to just nip that in the bud and never call that property again on my dialer and just follow up the way that I have been following up through my texting platform. Yes, it's under contract. The pictures the owner provided didn't show everything. Yeah, that's tough. You don't have boots on the ground to get out there? Comps aren't really there either? Yeah, it's a big red flag right there, Don Juan. We were mentioning this earlier. I was comping Jared's property. It's like you want it to work so bad because you're finally able to get somebody on the phone who said, yeah, I want to sell, and everything makes sense. They're motivated. The condition isn't all the way up to par. So there's some motivation in that regard and some leeway and able to negotiate based off the, amount of renovations it's going to need. It's like a perfect storm, but then you find out that it's in the middle of nowhere, or that there is no comps in the area that supports any purchase price. So, again, in that, not to say that it's not a deal. Hey, Amato. Hi, this is Derek. Sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Apache Street.
No, we don't have any property.
Oh, okay. I might have the wrong number here. I'm sorry. While I have you, would you happen to have any property you'd be interested in selling at the moment?
No, not right now, sir.
No. Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you taking the call. That was wrong number, so I just want to make sure that I don't mark that as a contact. No, we don't. Definitely for the next one. Yeah, it's pretty imperative. Yeah, that's tough. I would try to get somebody out there to take better pictures, to be honest, because you're gonna have trouble marketing it to buyers if it's like cell phone blurry pictures that doesn't show the entire house. to be quite honest, there's enough opportunity out there where it's like you got to appeal to buyers at the same time. Like you got to make kind of pretty marketing. You got to make your email stand out from everybody else because they're sitting on their computer all day scrolling through hundreds of opportunities. They are on a lot of wholesalers buyers lists. So you got to stand out. And one thing that will definitely do that is the quality of your pictures, the quality of your marketing piece that you're sending to them. And it could, I would imagine, probably be detrimental if your marketing not only was not like organized and valuable, but it could actually be detrimental if it was unattractive. You know, somebody may pull up that first picture and it be a blurry picture and then realize, wait, they don't, it says two bathrooms, but I only see a picture of a toilet. You know, it doesn't even show me the whole bathroom. They might just not worth my time, on to the next, you know? So definitely worth it. Paying somebody. I might even, again, ask around on some Facebook groups to try to get somebody out there on this deal just so that it doesn't fall through for that reason alone. You know, I would hate for the deal to fall through just because you have unattractive pictures. Ask around on some Facebook groups, post on Craigslist, just get somebody out there. Pay them $50, $100. I pay my property specialist $100 to go out there and take pictures, video walkthrough, give her a little checklist of what I want pictures taken of, because that all matters. You know, like I want a picture of underneath every sink in the place to make sure that there's no leaking pipes. You know, I want a picture of the hot water heater in its entirety. I want a picture of the AC unit on the exterior. I want a picture of the underside of the roof. You know, everything. I have a specific list that I give to her. You know, a picture in the back corner of every single room. If you need to, take it from different vantage points. The electrical box, both closed and opened on the exterior, or wherever it may be. You know, it goes a long ways. In my opinion, it goes a long ways. I'm not a cash buyer, and I've never bought property and judged a number of people's emails who are sending it to me, but I imagine that that's what cash buyers are doing. So I do think that it holds enough importance that you may even want to get somebody out there to retake those pictures for you. Partner went today, and then we found out about the roof. Oh, did she take more pictures? Hopefully. Wow, sounds like my exact problem. Yeah, I think I want to move on from that one. Yeah, the poor location. Yeah, I think you hopped in here right after I said it, but I actually had a deal fall through before I ended up closing my first one. It was that exact thing. I had my ARV at like 350. I got it under contract at 215. They had just renovated the place. There was like no work that needed to be done. So I thought I had a smoking deal. I thought I was looking at 50,000. I thought I was going to be able to find somebody who just wanted to wholesale it and, you know, relist it on market after they picked it up for me. But then you think, you know, at that price point, you may be able to sell for 350, but then after fees and commissions, you may be walking with, you know, closer to 320, 325. And then, you know, covering the closing costs on my transaction, and then, you know, maybe doing a little bit of a cleanup and cosmetic rehab, you may be closer to 300. I don't know. I still think it would have been a smoking deal, but again, it was out in the middle of nowhere. So I got feedback saying this just is not anywhere near where we would buy it. I even had people say like, yeah, I mean, it looks like a nice place, but it just doesn't fit my business model. That's another thing. It was almost too nice for people. I was contacting a lot of flippers, and flippers didn't even want anything to do with it because they felt as if they couldn't add value. So that's something else. It's pretty interesting. Like, and this is pretty much the gist of what we've been saying is you can't paint the picture for your cash buyer. I was wrong. I was incorrect in assuming that somebody would want to come buy it and wholesale it and just simply relist it on the market. You know, I made that persona. I made that avatar for a cash buyer, but nobody fit that mold because I was doing too much. I was stretching the truth, and I was trying to paint this picture that wasn't real. Where, you know, Don Juan, you're experiencing that right now. You're looking at it. You know, if you personally are having a difficult time coming up with an offer price because there's just nothing to support it, it's going to be equally as difficult for your cash buyer to come up with something that has them feeling comfortable. even more so because they're playing with their money, you know what I mean? And they want a return. So they damn near need something to point to and say, a comp to point to that says, okay, if even if we spent this much money on the rehab, I know that we can at least sell it for this because that's what this property sold for. If there's, hey Frankie, hello,
Yes.
hey, is this Mr. Vanderford? The world will never know. Yeah, if there's not this property to point to, they're not going to pull the trigger. They're looking for sure things. They're not looking to speculate. They're not looking to guess and be, operate under the assumption that the market's going to continue going up, so I can pay more for it. They're not doing that. Strictly numbers and data that will justify the numbers. So I think you're in a good headspace there, Don Juan, and I think you probably are approaching that. Just I don't want to deter you though from not doing your due diligence and trying your very best to find comps, but at one point in time, I think will know internally and tell yourself, okay, I'm wasting my time trying to stretch the truth here, trying to find these comps, and my time is better spent. Even though I have somebody here who's saying that they're interested and it may work, my time is just better spent trying to find somebody else who's interested rather than trying to stretch the truth and paint this unrealistic picture here for this lead that said that they were interested. We have a lot of pictures now. Oh, you're good then. La, as long as it's, or LA Law, whatever the hell your name is, as long as the numbers still work, I think you're good. Just get to pushing that thing out there now. I'm talking going hard, as hard as you. I mean, I'm imagining you worked tirelessly to find this deal. You should be working just as hard, if not twice as hard, trying to dispo that thing. Don't let your efforts go to waste. Don't operate under the assumption that now that you got this deal, buyers are going to come flocking to your door. It's not the case, but that doesn't mean that there's not buyers out there that want to buy it. It's on you now to go find them, just like it was on you to find this seller that you got this contract for. I'm telling you, put in twice as much effort trying to find a buyer to buy it. Don't let the efforts go to waste, especially if the numbers work. It's very easy, just as it's easy to hang up your hat and say, I've been cold calling for 2 hours and I haven't gotten a contract yet. Just as it's easy to do that, it's just as easy to say, I got this contract, but nobody wants to buy it. Don't make excuses. Not saying that you are. I'm not saying that you are by any means, but I really would like to see you get that thing sold. I know the aura and the vibes of the room and this channel or this live stream today have kind of been, I feel at least, they haven't been all the way up to the point where they could be, because people are bringing some opportunities that may not end up working out. But that's part of the game. But don't assume that it's not going to work out. If I have a piece of advice for you, operate under the assumption that you are going to find a buyer that's going to pay you $20,000 more. And that's speaking from experience too. In the deals that I ended up closing and getting paid on. Hey, Michael. On those deals that I ended up getting the assignment fee on, it was almost identical to lead generation. You talk to so many people trying to get an interested and a motivated seller, and then after hundreds of people, you finally get the one. That's honestly my personal experience in finding my buyer. I had, a good handful of people, I wouldn't say 100, but like 50 to 60, a good handful of people tell me that they were not interested and that they would need to be $20,000 less than what I was asking. And then I came across somebody who said, yeah, that price works for me. And they paid what I was asking. So you never know, just as you never know with the seller, and you continue to dial and operate under the assumption that there is somebody out there that is going to want to sell me their property, take that same energy into finding a buyer. Just because people are telling you, oh no, it's not a deal. I need it at $20,000 less. Oh, I can't come anywhere close to that. They're just saying that. That doesn't mean that it's not a deal. So continue marketing it. You'll know. Again, I come back to this internal feeling. I personally know that I can be doing a whole lot more. At least that's how I feel. And, you know, you got to be honest with yourself, Lala. I'm speaking to you specifically, you and your partner in this case. But, it's one thing to reach out to 100 buyers and have them all say no, and then to stop and say, I don't have a deal here. But it's a whole other thing to reach out to 1,000 buyers and to get 500 no's. And out of those 500 no's, you have half of those people telling you the same exact reason why it's not a deal. Then that's another thing. Then you may actually not have a deal. But if I only got a couple, maybe 100 responses from people and they say no, and only a couple of them said, the same thing about why they need it, where they need it, I would still feel personally, internally, like I haven't done enough. I don't have a big enough sample size of feedback to really come to the conclusion and toss this to the wayside and say, you know what, this probably isn't a deal. So be honest with yourself and ask yourself, have I done enough trying to find that buyer before I consider this not a deal? Okay, thank you. Someone is checking it out tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Let's go. I'll come on here tomorrow. Hopefully you do too. Update us. Let us know. Let us know. Is it vacant? People will just, are you relying on this one buyer? Is this going to be the one and only time? I think you definitely needed to hear this. Yeah. That's something, I'm hopefully I really do. And this is, I want to reiterate this because I think I just said it, but don't take that personally, Lala. I'm not trying to attack anybody. I'm only ever trying to be honest and speak from experience when I can. And in this case, I definitely can because I've run into this exact situation and felt like, you know what, like maybe this isn't a deal. I'm getting all these no's. And then the next person I talk to gives me what I'm asking. So there's somebody out there for you, a buyer, just like there was a seller, and just like there will continue to be sellers, and just like there will continue to be buyers. You just gotta make sure that you're being honest with yourself and putting in the level of effort that you feel is adequate before ruling anything out, any opportunity out. It's vacant. Yeah, okay. I just wanted to ask because it sounded like you were only sending one person out there. Me personally, when I send people out, I try to do it all at the same time and just have one showing. And that's honestly kind of like my sales pitch to the seller. Like, hey, look, it's going to be a madhouse, but it's only going to be one day and it shouldn't take any longer than an hour. We'll get everybody out there at the same time so that we're not having to go in and out. But I've never wholesaled a vacant property. So it may not be, if maybe you have a lockbox on there and it's like people can come and go as they please. That I'm hoping that's the case and that you're not just relying on this one buyer and that nobody else has the opportunity to walk the property after this one person. But regardless, fingers crossed, everybody hit the thumbs up for Lala. Make sure that you tap in tomorrow with us so that she can provide an update on this cash buyer walkthrough. Hopefully she can get it sold. I don't know. Did you say what's the spread looking like? What are you expecting? What are you and your partner expecting in an assignment fee? Assuming that that's what you're looking to do is assign it. What are you expecting? If you don't mind sharing, I think everybody would be interested to know, as I am, what type of spread you're looking at, what type of spread you're expecting. Got a handful of people here that I'm calling through to end this list. Should be like a couple more minutes on a dialer here to finish through this list. I see you guys commenting. I'm going to get to it in a second. I see you in here, Muhammad. Appreciate you tapping in. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Appreciate you guys and gals. Just don't want to pull my attention away from the dialer just yet. Just hop back into the campaign, but it should only be a minute. Unless somebody answers, unless a hot lead answers. Hey, Miguel. Hi, I'm sorry. I'm not sure if I have the right number here. Hopefully you can help me out. Looking for the owner of a property on Appleton Street.
Oh, no, you got the wrong number.
Oh, I'm sorry. And, hey, well, I have you. Would you happen to have any property you'd be interested in selling at the moment?
No, sir.
All right. Appreciate you taking the call.
All right, you too.
You too? What? I love when people say that type of shit. Me too. Wrong number. Four more on this list real quick. Call through. And then I'll kind of revisit the stats for the day, see what I was able to accomplish. Not much. I'm hoping that I at least took down 10 contacts. At the very least. Four more properties being dialed. About 3 numbers on each, which is about 12 phone calls. Each phone call, I dial out for about 25, 30 seconds. So it should be about, I don't know, what is that, 5 minutes? Add leads, let it finish dialing. Boom. All right. Don Juan, thinking about throwing a bag into this lead generation company or just marketing in general. I want to be able to do 3 to 4 contacts a day. Contacts or contracts? Talking to more sellers who are actually looking to hear from you. Yep. Yeah, build the process, build the system. That's what I'm looking to do. Next deal I get, I'm probably dumping it into VAs so that somebody's always on the dialer. That's my main goal, is just to have somebody on the dialer at all times so that when I'm out grabbing lunch or out playing with the dog or doing the laundry like I've been doing today, I know and I'm confident that the wheels are still spinning. So I definitely hear you, Don Juan. I had hired a few cold callers back in the day when I was doing this with my partner. I just hired them off Fiverr and I was self-managing them. And that deal that I've been talking about that was out in the boonies, huge spread. I thought it was a home run. Nobody ended up wanting it because of the location. That was actually generated by one of my cold callers. And I called him and followed up after the cold caller. So I'll tell you what, for a short period of time, I was talking to motivated sellers, as well as cold calling myself. But it's way, like you're saying, it's way better having that conversation when, and you get your reps up more. You actually practice your script because when you're cold calling, like very rarely do you actually have the opportunity to work through your script. So I found that when I'm talking to motivated sellers only, or at least more exclusively, I actually felt my skills improving day over day because I was talking and going through my script more than once, more than twice. So I definitely hear you right there. That's definitely something I'm trying to do. I did cold calling today. It's like a lot of people had already reached out to them already. Yep, you'll get that, Muhammad. It's all part of the game. I got a lot of stop calling me, even though it was my first time. You'll get that too. Talking to them. Is it my list? It could be, but it's all part of the game. Don't think anything of it. You may not hear a lot of that on my list because I call a lot of driving for dollars lists. That's why I like driving for dollars lists. It's a lot smoother to call through. And these people may not be, although they might be, they may also not be on these other lists that everybody else is calling. So if you're going to call a vacant list, everybody and their mother is calling that list. So you're going to get that. It's to be expected. If you're calling any list at that nowadays with the market being so hot, you're going to get that. It's all part of the game though. But to kind of answer your question, some lists do carry more hate, I guess you can say. Some lists get beat up more than other lists. So it may be something to play around with, to kind of take that into consideration. But again, in anything, make sure that you're judging this off of a big sample size. So don't pull a list of 100 people and when you got, 10 of them cursing you out, don't just automatically assume that list is bad because there's really not enough data to make that determination. Pull a list of 2,000 and have a large majority of them curse you out. Then it's like, all right, this list is probably bunk. I need to get another list. But at the same time, again, it's part of the game. And again, you may not hear that a lot from where I'm coming from. It may be the way that you're approaching the phone call too. I try very, very hard to come onto the phone call with a sense of curiosity, of, apologetic almost. I do say sorry in my script. Sorry, I know this is random. The way that I pace it, you'll find that a lot of people allow me to get through the beginning part of my script, but still say no and still may be called by a lot of other people. But the way that I deliver my script, I think, is a little bit more inviting for somebody to treat me with respect. You kind of got to demand your respect too. You can't get on the phone, read off the script like a robot, and expect these people to not curse you out because that's what everybody's doing. You have to differentiate yourself. You have to stand out. And what better way to stand out than just be kind and understand that you're interrupting these people's day and that they probably don't want to sell. Understand that. So bring that energy onto the phone call, and I promise you, people will treat you with so much more respect. I've mentioned this a lot. You may have even heard it while I'm cold calling. You'll get somebody, "What do you want?" And "Oh, I'm sorry. This is Derek. I do apologize. I know this is random, but I was calling about a property. Yeah, what about it? Yeah, I wanted to give you a quick call and see if you might ever consider an offer. No, I get 1,000 calls. Okay, completely understand. Well, I do appreciate you taking the call. Yeah, no problem, no problem. Have a good day. And people will end it by wishing me a good day after they just freaked out. But that's only because I didn't come down to their level. I stayed with the high vibes, with the level of respect that I felt that person deserved, even though that they weren't showing me any respect. But I demanded my respect by being respectful. And by the end of the phone call, they realized how much of an ass they're being, and they switch 180. Okay, all right, have a good. I'll have people. God bless. Have a good day. All right, you too. Like it's just funny, and you gotta. The quicker you can not take all that stuff personally, I will always love dogs. The quicker you're gonna be able to get to that bag. I'm telling you, it's part of it. So don't trip. Just keep it pushing. CWL, fingers crossed. I'm assuming for Lala or LA Law, however you want to say her name, to each his or her own. We're looking at 12K. That's what I'm talking about. Shoot, so you got room. You got room for sure. Even if that's what you're hoping for, then I'm hoping that you would take something less too, even if it, you know what I mean. So you looks like you got enough margins on there. I would just go hard on finding a buyer. Don't let up on that. That's a good enough margin where I feel like if you hit it hard one day, both you and your partner, cold calling these cash buyers, scanning Facebook, posting it to Facebook Marketplace, posting it to 20 plus groups, um, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, blast it out to your email list, all that. I don't think you should have a problem with that type of margins that you're looking at. 3 to 5 is to week or is reasonable too. Yeah, did you mean contracts or like hot leads? What did you say? Because I think you said something, but I think you meant something else. You said 3 to 4 contacts. You mean hot leads or do you mean contracts? 3 to 5 a week. Yeah, that's what the players are doing pretty much. Like a contract a day, closing half of them, closing double-digit deals. Yeah, for sure. That's not unreasonable. Gosh, I keep touching I got this fucking. You ever like grind your teeth when you're sleeping and then you get this pain in your jawline? That's what's going on. Anyways, called through that list. I'm gonna pull up the numbers, see what we were working with today. Quick reports, activity, count call dispositions, 9 contacts. I said I wanted 10. Dang, that's low. I need to be going harder on the dialer. 11 wrong numbers, 6 voicemails, 5 no contacts. So, but that was, it wasn't in it. That was something that I've been thinking about too, that I might do. Like one day out of the week, I might like go live and I might have you guys here, but I might just allow you guys to kind of discuss amongst yourself, because I am finding that it's taken away from doing my own work, which is why I kind of pushed off doing that comp for you, Jared. One day, like I said, maybe like a Wednesday or Thursday, I want to dedicate to just being locked in, to the point where I'm not going to hop over to the YouTube tab to see what you guys are talking about. I'll know that it's there. I'll know that you guys are watching. Hopefully I don't forget and do something funny as hell in my room, but just kind of have it over on the side so that you guys can still hear what I'm talking about with these people, but just so that I can 100% dedicate my attention to dialing or whatever it is, generating some type of leads. So because I'll want to answer you guys and I'll leave it in kind of that post call status where I haven't disposed that exact call. But then what happens is that's what's really probably increasing my abandon rate, because the other lines are still dialing. Whereas if I would have disposed that call, I would have been there to be on the line with somebody who picked up next. So I want to dedicate my time and attention to it. Not to say that I don't want to continue doing this and conversating with you guys through the chat, because that's really enjoyable for me to do it, to be quite honest. So, but I do want to at least take 1, maybe 2 days a week where I'm just really locked in, or maybe locked in for like an hour or 2, and then kind of just shooting the shit with you guys for an hour or 2 after that. I'm gonna get to making more posts and relisting on Craigslist. I'll catch y'all later. There you go, Lala. All right. Good luck with that. Good luck with your walkthrough tomorrow. Come back. Let us know what it's looking like. Let us know if that 12K is in your foreseeable future. Other than that, I'm going to get going too, guys. I appreciate you tapping in here. I got to go run and grab the laundry from the dryer. Hopefully nobody stole it yet. But appreciate you guys tapping in here. Anybody's in here and hasn't already, please do hit that like, subscribe, notification bell, at least the like button. It's free. I'm on here trying my best for you guys. So I'd appreciate the like. If not, hit me with the thumbs down too. Shoot, I'm not tripping. If you guys don't feel like you took anything from the content, be honest with me so that I know what type of content to be providing moving forward. Anybody, again, who's new, feel free to subscribe if you like the type of content. Go live at least once a day, Monday through Friday, kind of documenting everything that I do in my day-to-day operations here. Leave a comment if you took anything away from the video today, any questions, comments, concerns that you may have. I get notified when comments are left, so I'll be sure to reply to every single one of those if I am able to. For some reason, YouTube doesn't allow me to reply to all comments. And any recommendations or suggestions that you may have for either future content, my process. Again, I by no means am some pro. I've closed 2 deals, assigned 2 deals. So I'm always open to feedback. If you feel like you have something to offer, I welcome it with open arms, open ears. I'm willing to hear you out, try new things. I feel like I learn something new from you guys every day. I'm always taking notes on stuff that you guys are talking about. So please come with that. It's welcomed. Other than that, I think that may be it. I filmed a little driving for dollars video just kind of while I was driving for dollars this morning. I was going to edit it, but my iMovie's all messed up. I need to like upgrade my software on my Mac, so I might not do that. I just wanted to throw some music on it so that you're not just listening to nothing while I'm driving. So I may just re-record that with some music over it, drop that. But other than that, appreciate you guys. I'm gonna tap in tomorrow with you guys. CWL, I'm doing the same thing. You're doing your own. My monitor in the background. It's like we're all on a cold call room. Exactly. That's really why I wanted to do it, to be honest. This is something that me and my partner did. We would hop on a Zoom call and just not talk to each other. I would just see him in the corner with his headset on, moving his mouth, and it was motivating enough for me to look up and be like, all right, boom, he's cold calling. Like, I got to keep cold calling, like I can't let him beat me up or pass me up on the cold call lead. So it's enough. I'm glad that I'm doing that for you, CWO. And that's really what you guys are doing for me as well. But it's just that I'm the only one that's able to talk, out loud for you guys to hear. So that's kind of what I want to dial back on a little bit so that it doesn't take away from talking to sellers. So yeah, just wanted to throw that out there so that it doesn't come as a huge surprise. I'll keep you guys updated on maybe which days I plan on doing that. So you can either hop in and do what CWL is talking about, maybe just have me in the corner there, or so that to avoid that day if that's not something that you're really interested in to begin with. I want to be transparent with you guys. I don't want to catch you off guard and have everybody hop in and be like, well, I'm not going to do that today. I'm actually going to not talk to you guys at all. So if you're looking for that really, one-on-one attention where I'm answering your questions, again, I'll let you know what day I don't intend to do that so that you can kind of work your schedule around that if you'd like. But appreciate all you guys. 7 likes on today's video. I think I had the most viewers in here that I've had as well. I'll find out right when I end the stream. It gives me quick stats on the stream. One of those stats being the most viewers you had in the stream at one point in time, the most viewers that were in at the same time. And I think we hit 7 today, which would be a record of mine. Before that, it was 6 people in here at the same time. I think we got 7. 7 likes is definitely the most likes I've gotten in the stream. So it's only going up for here. Feels like new people are tapping in every day, which I love, building a little community here. So, and I see you guys turning to each other, asking each other's questions and helping each other out, which I really like, because that's the main goal here, is to create a community type of feel, community vibes, where I'm not the one who's just kind of like, again, because I never intended that for that to be the case where I'm up here preaching to you guys. I want it to be as collaborative as possible. And you guys are really helping out with that, which I appreciate greatly. So till next time, hop it on tomorrow morning. Probably going to go strictly dialer. I've already kind of done my texting for the week. It was a little bit less than what I've been doing, so I might pick it up next Monday on the texting, sending off a little bit more to catch up. So I'll see you guys tomorrow around the same time, midday. Till then, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, notification bell. Appreciate you guys. Till the next one. Good luck, Lala. Looking forward to hearing that 12K check come in. Till the next one. Peace.